อู้
ตัดมึงไม่ตัดตรงนี้มันใกล้กว่า
อาจจะทิ้งแดงซักเอ็นเตอร์ซันฟ้าวะเอลับทูมัดสำหรับผู้ชมที่ชมอยู่ตอนนี้นะครับอย่าลืมกดไลค์กด Subscribe Channel ให้ด้วยนะครับและติดตามการสตรีมของผมได้ที่ sooflight.com ครับลิงก์อยู่ด้านล่างครับดูสโมเดอร์ดิพ่อมึงอะเหี้ย
ไม่มารัดเว้ย
ยินสโมเดอร์แม่งพ่น
มารัดไล่เร็วกว่าเดิม
จีเลยกู
Try to take this A lobby control here off the start, but Team Heretics here with 3.
Yeah, one of them too. This could be painful. And you're looking at what they've got. It's Bucky's, it's Shares, a couple of vandals still remaining, of course, from that save in that last round. Being on Boast and Hero here. There. But again, they test the waters and they peel away. They don't fancy what they're feeling out that side. So Benji, once again, called upon. The guy is ice cold though.
เอ๊ะกูหาจูแทบตายพี่มอสเปิดคลิป
Plays
อ่ะ
it perfectly. This time a lot of players here though, and they're creeping so close. He's seen enough. Just a pixel shown, but he doesn't want to overstay his welcome. Trying to clear the question mark over towards A.
That lurk smoke as well, the Viper
ไม่
or
รีบครั
from
บแต่ทำ
Chronicle
ตลอด
makes Benji a little bit more cautious and concerned. Waits for that rotation from Rienz to pick up the other angle.
Oh, the synergy is off the charts. They have the perfect tempo down here. Once again, stalling out, they invest, or at least burn their utility this time. Now what does Fnatic do? They have a little bit of a blank slate to an extent, but they don't have a foot in the door. They're still struggling.
I'm looking at Durka right now, but he's got a Bucky and a classic. There's not much he can do. He's trying to slip the net here a little bit. Gets caught out.
They keep it track. They're trying to just push and pull.
มึงเอาบักกี้มาบุกเนี่ยนะไอ้เดิร์ก
This is so well done. Just a little shoulder doesn't need to do too much. Yeah, I mean, he cops a load of damage. Durka gonna take him down.
โอ้ย
How has he done
มินิ
that?
บูโห
Stop it. That's a
มินิบู
rifle in
ยิง
hand
พลา
now.
ดแบบ
And
เอ้า
Heroes found
แพ้
this is meant to be around 10 seconds here. And Boo just spamming to try and save his life. Chronicle wants the
อ้าว
kill.
โดนอีโค
2v4 again.
You don't drop this one though. They've got what they need. Surely Benji again though. Name up in lights. Chronicle's gone down and it's a 2v3. No util here to be seen. It's all in the guns in hand, at least for Heretics. 3 posted up by Tree. The door swung just for the sake of drawing the attention. But they've got to tap that spike and leave Rienz to take the fight. Oh, Benji falls another. He's got 2 more targets to follow. Only a couple of seconds to do so. Fnatic finally get on the board.
Once that Odin passed hands there, it was all over. I was thinking, pistol round, deja vu, same 2 in the 2v4. No, surely not. And Fnatic's going to be able to pick up that first round. And off the back of just craziness, because they lose that first player. It's a 4-on-5. Durka is the one that's moving up, inching his way up towards A, into that spawn area. He's got a Bucky. He gets a kill, he gets away.
He gets the weapon, which is
แล้วฟาเจอร์ย้อมผมมาแล้วเอาแล้วอาราบิกเฮียทีมนี้เป็นทีมอาราบิก
Gotta stay warm, gotta stay loose.
Okay, though, Mini Boo
ตลอดเวลานะ
caught there by the sea, so oh my god.
เรียบร้อยครับมินิบูฮะติดลากแผล
pandemonium
พัน
on the
ขา
screen
ครับ
so far to draw
ไปไหน
blood
ต่อ
is
ไม่ได้
Fnatic. They
ครับ
take down Mini Boo.
ลบไปเลย
Rubble control.
แล้วฟาเจอร์ตัดอีกหนึ่งวิ่งมาแล้วครับ
Benji.
ฟนาติก
That's a big loss on C. That opens up so many new avenues.
โอ้ฟนาติกแม่งดุ
That's going to be a big fight that we're probably going to see throughout the half as
เยี่ย
well. That
อันดับ
Alpha
3 จะมา
versus
สู้อันดับ
Benji
1 ได้ยังไง
Both sides
คุณไม่
having
ร
their
อด
isolated little mini game happening while the rest of the
ผม
team
บอก
plays
แค่
the
นี้แหละ
map
ว่า
out
คุณ
at
ไม่
A
รอ
and
ด
mid. But right now, Team Heretics down 2 players, 3 versus 5, and now deciding how they want to play the rest of the round. Because you can't split up. If you split up, you lose. So they need a gamble stack, something. Right now, they're picking A. A little bit of spot info towards B. Alarm bot is there, but it's not active. That Killjoy is out of the equation.
บอก new hair new me หรือเปล่า
This is, if anything, encouraging them forward. Smoke in. Prowler there.
ไปไหมครับ
They're going to take the space. They got contact towards
ไม่ไปแล้วไอ้จริงกลับสิงคโปร์แล้ว
Nice shot
เก็บบุก
there
ผม
towards
จัด
Alpha.
โอ้แต่เดินมาใกล้แล้วเทรดไป
Again,
เร็ว
numbers still sitting very heavily towards Fnatic.
And I can need to keep some space here.
Hold on, the trades, they're all favorable. It's on Woot in a 1v3, not easy, but that's the first step, but he took a lot of damage. Down to just 30, and the spam from the Odin would be devastating anyway. What are you meant to do in this? Checking the back to see if anyone's trying to close in, but
There were so many gaps. He's probably going to choose to save here.
I think it's the best option.
Economy getting a little bit low, not the greatest at the moment here. And a second round in a row coming out for the side of Team Fnatic. One of the things we probably should talk about is that Mini Boo versus Durka raise off. Basically, we've seen Mini Boo on Neon this entire time. They ran a different composition all throughout the year. Coming into this event, they switch it up. They have a couple of match reps on this composition here, but they're basically playing a mirror match, taking a page out of Fnatic's book. Before, it was more pacey. They had that breach to set up that Neon, going sliding around. Benji on Cypher, he's comfortable. Agent and Boo switching off the smokes as well. He's going for the fade. He's going to pick up that Odin on defense side. So a little bit of a switch up from Team Heretics. The first time these guys are going to play each other on Team Heretics' current composition.
No, it is quite interesting that you bring up the kind of Durka against Miniboo head-to-head to an extent, because this hasn't been a map where Miniboo's thrived, or at least as of late, whereas Durka, this is probably one of his strongholds to still find big impact. He gets to be the,
ถือว่าวิสัย
I
ทัศน์
guess,
เดียวกับ
system
พี่เขา
player
ที่
that
ดู
he thrives in. Currently leading Fnatic, whereas Miniboo yet to get off the starting blocks. Good shot!
เอาดีมินิบู
You talk about the head-to-head, that's one
เชี่ย
Miniboo's
ถ้าไม่ได้
gonna
บู
soon
นี่แย่เลยฮะ
forget, but it's Woot who's kept
เฮ้ย
this
มินิบู
at
พลาด
least
ได้ยังไง
controlled. He's the one who's tipped it back favorably towards Heretics. They've got some good.
อู้
Probably doesn't see him.
Hold on,
Alpha.
Alpha. He's been given a chance,
Oh.
and he takes it in both hands. Boo gonna be
Check my
punished back
Shia.
down to 3v3 ults.
It'd be a big
Lockdown
paranoia if he
coming
pushes.
in. You're right. With the lockdown in play, they've got to respect it to an extent.
เฮ้ยไปไหนอะเฮ้ย
Looks like Fnatic aren't happy with what
เฮ้ย
they've
เดินไป
got.
ไหนอะ
They fancy
แฮปปี้วอล์ก
turning this on its head
เฮ้ยไอ้โบ๊ท
towards the CT side.
They might end up playing themselves in the situation. The
ไอ้โบ๊ท
recoil
แม่ง
from
เล่น
Team
กูแล้ว
Heretics.
Yeah, Wood's here, Benji's here.
โบนเล่นแล้ว
Might just
Bố
be
mang
right.
lên
Look
giữa.
around the corner, spots one hero.
Ủa, gì lộn quá.
Massive impact.
เฮีย
Opens
ฮี
up
โร่
the
ไอ้สั
entirety
ส
of the rest of the map. They
ยัง
don't
ไม่มี
need
ใคร
to go near
นำดาเมจ
Riens.
ใส่มันได้
They
เล
are
ยครับ
avoiding him like the
ขอบคุณ
plague.
ครับน้องแพรของคุณซับครับขอบคุณขอบ
That'll
คุณ
be a
ภูมิ
third in a row as well.
30 seconds left.
Closing the gap. Team Heretics.
Got to be a timeout here. There's got to be for Heretics. They're starting to lose a grip on this
Hero
game. Those
ghép
first
sổ
couple of
với
rounds,
Nhật
you felt that
Bản
they were
rồi.
matching Fnatic's steps.
เป็น
You
แผ
know,
นที่
step
แย่
by
นะ
step. It was
เอาดิ
very well done
Đưa
by
về
them
làm
matching those rotations. But since we've got into the gun rounds here, it is turned on its head.
After that pistol round and then converting the second and third rounds.
ก็
Yeah,
ไม่แย่
you're
หรอก
absolutely
แปลกใหม่ดิ
right. It hasn't been in the
ไม่มี
favor
ใคร
of
กล้า
Team
ทำไม่
Heretics.
มีใคร
It's
คิด
been Fnatic that's been winning out all of
แม่ง
these
ปัก
kind of
แล้ว
early
แม่งเดิน
duels.
นึกว่าจะ
Taking
วาง
that map control. Team Heretics looked pretty good for a little bit, but it was off the back of a big
โห
momentum
แล้วทิปเปิล
push
ดาเมจ
from
ครับ
that
เล่นแบบ
pistol
ว่า
round.
มีระเบียบจัด
2
อะ
versus 4
ดูดิเพราะว่าหลังมีอะลาม
got
บอท
them in the door, but they needed something more than that. They can't rely on those heroics, and we've
ไม่ดีจริ
seen
ง
them do heroics. It gets them to be one of the most talked about teams in the EMEA at the moment. But that is
Oh.
not something that's replicatable when your team, your opponents
โอ้ย
are
แต่มิ
playing
นิบู
so
ก็ยัง
well.
เป็นให้เป็นจุด
And
อ่อ
we're
น
not
ของ
talking bigger picture, we're talking Avito. I think both of us agree
Heretics แล้วกัน
that later
ไม่ค่อยตึงอ่ะดูดิ
it's, you know, I guess it's front stacked a little more towards Heretics, but if we get to Haven,
โอ้ถ้าไม่ได้วูด
that
นี่
is
แย่
where the
เลยอะ
conversation changes. If we're going off of what we know, right? If we're going off
Yep.
the recent results, that's kind of how it feels.
โอ้ฮีโร่
But Fnatic seeming happy to walk into Lotus, left Abyss out there, fair play. And I don't know what to make of Abyss yet. It's still a ways off, don't get me wrong, but as it stands, we do have Heretics hitting the brakes, and it's time to check in. And we give a lot of credit to, you know, some of the coaches out there, and same could be said for Heretics. Neil Zenio and Weber have done wonders off the back of these timeouts. A couple of nice
Way
pocket
that.
pieces played out. They've revitalized this team coming here into champs. So I'm
ไอ้
hoping
มิ
we
นิ
see
บู
a good adjustment here. 'Cause
เย้
they are starting to get-
ขออนุญาตสบตานิดนึง
Really?
Oh
นี่
no!
It's contagious, man. It's
เอ้ย
contagious.
To his fellow countrymen,
Damn.
how dare he?
I love it.
Someone tell him to sit down.
No, I love it.
Heretics,
นัก
so
เตงอ่ะ
loud. Where
I
are you
love it.
guys? You guys are
I
normally
love
so
that.
loud. Benji,
I know.
what are you doing? Sitting down there, hiding behind that monitor?
เนี่ยแม่งยืนล้วง
Look
เป๋า
at him. Look at him. That's so good.
แม่ง
This
นัก
is
เลง
karma,
นี่หว่า
though.
ฟอเจอร์
This is going to be bad. If yeah, you're right. If it goes to Haven, Fnatic has been the Haven masterminds. They've been destroying every team that's come in their wake. But if Team Heretics
ถามว่า
wants to
มันดี
have
ๆ
their
นะ
best
เหี้ยอะไรวะ
chance ever,
ตั
it
ง
needs to
นั่ง
be
ลง
a swift win here. Close it out 2-0. That's going to be their best chances moving forwards here. So finding some way to rebound, to balance the ship. Neil Zenio and Weber maybe having a little bit of a chime in here to adjust little things because, again, they don't have a lot of matchups on this composition.
And how deep is that playbook here? Already Fnatic showing early presence towards Rubble.
หลักภาคบอกเบน
This
จี้
Benji
ทำไร
versus
ให้ลุก
Alpha
มา
fight towards C as well on a timing, probably in the
Yeah,
next
you
10
like
seconds or so. soon as there's any sort of contact made towards A, an indication of what the setup could be. Fnatic happy with the space that they got towards A. They have it. Team Heretics hasn't fought back yet.
No, the Prowler not going to find anyone as
ตอน
well.
มีปฏิเทค
No
ดี
one's
กว่า
pushed up that far. It was only Boaster kind of lingering around.
พี่ว่า
Beyond that, though,
บู
no
ธแม่ง
subtlety here.
เล่น
Durka
ดู
wants to make
ดี
moves.
กว่า
They
จริง
want to show that
ดีกว่า
they're,
ที่
you know,
บู
across
แม่ง
the
เลยดู
map,
ดีเว้ย
putting question marks
แต่บูธ
everywhere.
มันไม่อยาก
You can
เล่น
see the way that they tap the orb
That
instead of
helps
just
that.
instantly
Look,
picking
we
it up.
are
They
in
still
that
have no
area.
idea what
Look,
Team Heretics'
look,
actual
look,
setup
look,
is.
look.
But without that breach neon in play, it's a little bit more safe to
หัวหอก
start
มันค
moving
ม
your
อ่ะ
way around
ไอ้
the
บูธ
map
อ่ะ
here.
แม่งตึงจริง
The commitment's gonna happen. The lockdown is with Benji, but he's on his own, so you don't really want to be doing this as an individual
มิ
effort.
นิบูตัวนี้ไม่เด็ดเลย
Fnatic step by step, very cautiously, taking all of the space. And Heretics, something that we really praised
the
them
pinch
for,
shells.
was the retakes in the past. Viper's pit on top, but it's re-ends to draw blood. Lockdown invested, trade comes out. It's going to get messy on the site.
แม่งมาแทน
Mini Boo
ฮี
tries
โร่
to get more than one.
เฮ้ยมาแทนได้ดีเลยอ่ะ
Some time to back away from Fnatic.
เวลาหมดปะ
They
เนี่ย
might be out of time
เอ้า
on this.
One's
ทำ
gonna
อะไร
come to B.
10 seconds left.
They are definitely out of time. Surely already the
Wait, they can't.
rotation. There's nowhere to go.
It's not possible.
It's done.
ทำอะไร
That
อ่ะ
was so well timed from Heretics, keeping a beat on that clock perfectly. And that slow building pressure is
มันโดน
always
สี่
hard
เบร
to
กฮะ
handle,
ก็
but
ไปไหน
credit where
ต่อ
it's
ไม่ได้
due.
ฮะ
Benji holding the line well, waiting to invest that lockdown perfectly. You had a couple of the players, Mini Boo putting up
lockdown
numbers,
ดีฮะ
showing
Benji
presence, making it very hard for Fnatic to find any security on that site.
I do wonder what the call was in that timeout. Team Heretics did not show what
หน้า
their
วาง
setup
ปิดไป
was,
เลยนะ
and Fnatic
ไม่ยอมวาง
wasted
ปิด
so
เลย
much time trying to
ฝืนจะ
take
วาง
any
เปิด
sort
อ
of
ยู่นั่น
space whatsoever that by the time they went towards C and that lockdown came into play,
Ooh.
I thought for sure they had that plan
Yeah,
where
they got
Durka was going to
home
save
with
his
Just
paint
listen to me.
shells.
It's so simple, boys.
Ooh.
Oh, why did they cut it there? Why did they cut it there? How dare you,
Ooh.
production? How dare
You know, I feel for
What
him though.
is,
As
what
an,
is so simple? What is so simple, Josh?
he was probably there's some sort of issue in that mid round. I don't know if it was a matter of the timing of it.
Make choke
It's
out.
what I was trying to look at was that Durka still had that paint shell. So when as they
ทำ
executed
เชี่ยอะไร
the
โง่ๆอย่างนี้วะฮะ
things
ไอ้
they
หนุ่ย
walked
อะไร
into
อย่าง
the
เงี้ย
site, I thought for sure they had already planned for that lockdown to come into play at Waterfall, and they were going to combo that Viper's Molly with that paint shells as well, and deny that lockdown from getting any value whatsoever.
เหมือนเราไม่เคยเล่น
So
ท่า
once
นั้น
I
มาก่อน
saw that that wasn't in play, I don't know exactly how Durka died or if he used his paint shells in that round, but that is something that could come to my head because that was the entire all-in plan for them. And my read on the situation was that Boaster knew exactly what was going on, tries to paint the picture exactly how I just explained it, and then it didn't go that way. They didn't use the paint shells, the lockdown funnels them out, they run out of time.
So let's see. Maybe they just need to cool the tempo a little bit. You know, as said, just get everyone on that same page as you are highlighting. Just readdress a couple things and go back in. So we've got a couple of ults here. We've almost got, actually Boo's almost got his as well. One off for him. Couple near enough by Durka. 3 off from his. Speaking of Mini Boo, big investment off the rip. Catching
Mini
Hero
Booได้หนึ่ง
instantaneously.
Now looking towards C, that Alpha
Oh, my
Benji
Mini
fight.
Boo.
There is that second player here as well. Rians
Oh, they're feeling
up
the
in that
pace.
pit, knows
They're feeling
exactly,
it.
Bong.
yeah, how the pendulum swings from Fnatic.
Yeah, this is lovely. The tempo just being kept in check. So Fnatic having their options limited. It feels like everyone on the map is going in Heretics' side.
I bet they just go back into what happens in their late rounds, which is they go B, they drop double smokes, one towards Waterfall, one towards Heaven. But that crossfire from that blue room is going to get a little bit scary for these guys.
Spot on. Refresh on the one way over towards A. This could
แล้ว
free
เข้า
up
บีฮะ
to lean in a
ค่อน
little
ข้าง
bit
โล่ง
closer
อยู่
to
พอ
the
ส
blue
ม
door.
ควร
We've already got Benji stepping back towards C. Now the turret's going to give away the game here, but Boo going to play quite far forward. Now, do they toy with the expectations or do they try and commit towards this B hit? They have drawn out at least the Nightfall. That's a big connection at the end then. Should I
เหี้ยแม่ง
probably
จ่ายเละ
highlight
เทะเลยว่ะ
3 players,
At
if not
least.
4?
แม่งจ่ายเละเทะเลยครับ เบรก
So
เละ
again,
เลยฮะ
Pat
เว
still
ลา
not
ครับ
finding
เอา
a
อีก
way
แล้วครับ
in. Durka
เฟนา
has
ติก
to put-
อู้
Oh, a freebie!
30
Just
seconds
catching him straight through the smoke, but it
Yeah,
was
Dirk.
traded. Boo got Chronicle back. Spike still with Boaster. Keep
Dirk
in mind when he
ที่มันดุ
tries to
จริง
plant here. Boo just on the verge still.
Durka also one off this showstopper. If he wins this 1v1 duel against Woot over towards this blue room area, that's a
ๆ
showstopper to
จริ
be
งๆให้
invested.
มันเลย
Smoke back up towards Heaven though, so the options get
Woot
limited.
ครับ
Woot's already found
แล้ว
Alpha.
โบ๊ท
So
โอ้
down to just
วูด
one.
ครับ
Boaster can't
โอ้
do it alone.
วูด
Heretics
ฮะวูดเป็น
back in this matchup. They lost
เดือดอะ
grip on
เอ
it
แม่ง
for
ดี
a
จริง
couple of rounds there, Josh, but they are reading it well
เนี่ยแหละ
now.
ที่มัน
Team Heretics is
เล่น
a team that
ดิว
we
ลิสได้ดี
know
อะ
and and came to expect them to be
ไม่แปลก
so
เลย
good
เหี้
at
ย
their retakes. It's their
เฟิร์
whole
สช็อต
game
แม่ง
plan on defense is winning those retake
โคตรเดือดเลย
situations. So the fact that they're able to switch up the pace, get that aggressive showstopper on that A defense, get that lobby control, funnel all of Fnatic into that
What
C
a flick,
site,
man.
pop off that Viper's Pit. That was beautifully laid out from Team Heretics. They knew exactly what was going on, and it was like a picture-perfect painting. They knew it, they wanted it, and they got it.
Let's go boy
See,
real
Elmo
big
Buddy looking frustrated there. Fortunately, the mini cam didn't hit. I'm sad because normally mini gives the best reactions, but
Op up for Alpha.
yeah, that's a big switch up. I mean,
Attack Killjoy up.
but we're seeing Mini Boo here on this side. Oh, and a missed shot. So they've got the map now. They've at least got mound control. They would have to fight back with a lot of intent to try and clear this. But this puts a question mark on what you're coming up against if you're seeing Mini Boo on this side of the map.
With that blue door closed and the showstopper in play with the Nightfall, I'm assuming it's going to be a straight up A hit right now. Full, just util dump everywhere.
Yeah, Woot and Boo though waiting patiently. One tucked towards the box on site. Woot trying to watch the cross. Rien's playing over towards stairs. The door still shut. Still being... Oh,
no.
Shuts him up! Rien's doesn't let it happen. And now Fnatic are in trouble here. Starting to scramble a little. Heretics have the perfect answer to all of those issues. Rien's still holding. Still confident enough. But that's Alpha with the operator.
อุ้ยไม่ทำลายอัน
Giving
นั้นเหรอ
themselves some safety to work. Turrets dealt with.
แพทใหม่ทำไม่ได้ละแพทใหม่ทำไม่ได้ละแพทใหม่มึงโดน
Pausing,
ละ
they're waiting for an overextension, but Heretics are so composed in these scenarios. They still have mound control. They still have good information on B. They don't need to
Fnatic ดู
overextend
ไม่
here.
ได้
hold the line. They're still on for this one. Rien set up with an isolated fight on Chronicle. There's no trades available, and Fnatic are just hitting a brick wall here. There's no way forward. See the
โอ้
frustration.
ฟนาติก
Already
ตัน
this
ตั
might
น
be a
ไง
save
ไม่รู้ฮะ
at this
ไปทาง
point.
ตันตันนิดหน่อย
Most definitely will be a save. Fnatic missing
ไม่
their
นิดหน่อย
timings
อะเยอะเลยแหละ
again. Once they saw this play, the pressure, Mini Boo running up C mound there, they instantly wanted to go towards A, but they let the time
10
just
seconds
slip and
left.
slip and slip. 5 seconds go by, 10 seconds go by, they still haven't executed.
เวลาหมดอีกแล้วครับ
This is lovely from
แม่งเล่น
Heretics.
จนเวลาหมด
Really
อย่างเดียว
strong
เลยครับ
form. And I wonder if this was a bit of a, I don't want to say a French timeout to an extent, where you just kind of take a tact pause, but you're just sat in spawn waiting those extra 20 seconds, having a little bit of a chat. Boaster might have had a conversation in that they did lose out on one, so the reinvest might be a little bit shaky, but still, this has been a very impressive display from Heretics. This is kind of showing their caliber here that, yes, Fnatic may know this comp, they kind of created this to an extent for themselves, showed a lot of diligence, but that timeout, again, hitting after that kind of 3 in a row that Fnatic got, Heretics have had the answers.
Right now, I'm looking towards that op to be able to find an opening pick, and they're going to start it towards C again. That head-to-head, they got the op up on the defense as well. And that's just the bait setup. It's Benji's jumping away to set up Mini Boo with this op line and disarm Alpha a little bit there on this fight.
He can stay here.
แล้วโอ้เรียบร้อยถ้าฟา
He can just free
ถ้า
up
ฟา
Benji
เดินไป
to
อ๋อติด
rotate.
ป้อมก่อน
Yeah, it's
มันอาจจะ
a
ไม่
little
ไม่
bit
เล่น
of
ต่อ
pressure on him, but it's
โอ้แต่
fine. He's
ฟ้า
going to
ไม่
hold
เดิน
that
ครับ
line, and once again, he holds half of the map. And then you add in Boo, who's holding down that B line. Again, step by step, Benji can just keep getting close to
พี่เหรียญกับพี่วูดอุ้ยพี่วูดพี่วูดอุ้ยอุ้ยอุ้ย
Rien's and Woot
อุ้ย
there.
พี่วูด
That's
โอ้
not
พี่วูด
ideal.
จะ
I
ตาย
think
ฮะ
Paranoia
โดน
might
อัน
have
ติ
been from his teammate, potentially not certain.
อัน
As
ติเฟ
Boaster
สบว
still
กกับ
has
พิษ
his, so that could have been
เดี๋ยว
an
ไป
issue
เลย
there.
ครับ
Look
เลื้อย
at
ไป
the
หา
mistake.
เลย แล้วรู้ว่าอยู่ในนั้น รู้นะ รู้ปะเนี่ย รู้ครับล็อกขากูวาร์ปขึ้นทำอะไรกูไม่ได้ครับ
Survive for another second, but Fnatic won the plant. And they're about to get that down, so at least times on their
ได้
side.
วางครับ
Three
อี
players
โล
already
อี
towards
โล
stream,
รอด
trying
และ
to
เป็น
make
โพส
quick
ต์แผน
rotation
5-4
here. As Heretics sweep back the
เหลือ
site.
เยอะเหลือเกินเฮ้ย
And the first real fight
แล้วไปเล่นฝั่ง
coming
นู้
in
นหม
a
ดเลยเหรอ
second. Now, Mini Boo delivers.
ชิบหายละ
Big trade and a
ยัง
big fight.
โอ้โห
Milk for Mini
พลาด
Boo.
แล้วพลาดแล้ว
Now down to a 3v2 as Durka
มึง
and
เล่นอะไร
Chronicle
วะ
are forced away from this. How do they try and defend this plant? The diffuse already
เฮ้ย
starting, the spam not on, and Mini Boo reigning supreme Durka. Surely he can't save the day again, he can't.
มึงวางฝั่งขวาแต่มึงมาเล่นซ้าย
Get a couple of kills, but it's a formality. Heretics
หมดเลย
fully in control here.
4 versus 5 retake and potentially a blunder from Fnatic. Everyone escaping, evacuating from that tree
ไม่ทิ้ง
room
ไว้
area.
สักหนึ่งเหรอ
There's no crossfires to be had, and everyone's coming through the main.
Very
Mini Boo
simple.
sitting there with that op, picking them off one by one. It was a team paranoia. Don't think it made any difference. It's that Viper wall timing that Fnatic's trying to hit. As soon as that Viper wall goes up, they know, okay, they're counting mentally in their head. They're on a timing, going to pop that Nightfall and try to go in.
Back into this one, fast start here. Early
Odin and
pressure.
op.
Yep.
อุ้ยแล้วว้ามาตุยหลังครับ
TP.
แล้ว
Wait,
โอ้
Bucks
แฟนดีจัด
already. They know about him though. How can he get out of here? He takes so much damage and no
โอ้
one the gap, but he's
โบ
still
สสวย
going.
ครับได้หนึ่งครับก็ยังดีฮะ
Trying to
ได้
do
หนึ่ง
everything he can. Trying to make
กู
it
เนตลงแรงเหลือเกินเดิร์กแล้วลงมาแล้วคนหนึงไม่รู้เรียบร้อยเขาอยู่เยอะจัดเลยว่ะ4 คนน่ะโรเทตเร็วเหมือนกันแล้วพิษไม่ลงแรงครับพิษไม่ดีพิษไม่ดีฮะไปต่อยิงทิ้งไป2 คนรู้ว่าอยู่2
Get at least maybe
phải hiểu.
an even affair. It's Chronicle to step further
เฮ้ยโค
forward.
มึงอย่าแทงนะ
They
แทง
know
ก็ฮาอยู่นะ
Rien's probably here. They know there's a player still stuck to this.
Chronicle, if he was on Sova,
ว่าแม่ง
this
แทง
would
ว่ะ
be in his ballpark, but
โห
right
ถ้า
now,
แทงก็ดีนะ จะได้ตัดไปเลย
sweating a little bit. Alpha's
mấy
got
thằng
his
à?
side.
Let's see that
Ủa,
crossfire
hấp.
stunning from Chronicle. He needs another though. He's the
Ủa.
only one. Give it away. There it is. Lovely. Well,
Nó đỡ
played
one-one
for
ngắm.
Benji, the clutch master himself, still breathes.
โอ้เบนจี้
You can't
Oh.
forget about
เบน
Benji.
จี้
Cypher or
แม่
not, the
ตึง
man's
เลย
here.
สัตว์
Bad omens for Alpha
Yeah.
standing up earlier, staring at them in the face. That Killjoy diff coming in, and another big clutching
Benji, huh?
factor
I
from
want to see if
Benji.
Benji gets up. I was
คนละ
waiting
แป๊ะ
for it.
2 แป๊ะ
That
ฮะ
would
เบ
be
น
so
จี้
good.
Soon.
Oh.
He doesn't want to do the same thing.
It's true. It's true. The curse is strong.
But Fnatic, I sense that something's going on in their camp. You see the tempo shift where it almost feels like they're tilt calling these super fast plays towards A, trying to catch some sort of timing, some sort of read that they think they have. But right now, they don't have a read. They're not catching these timings, and it's another round slipping in the way in the favor of Team
เลย
Heretics.
บัก
This is huge. This is confidence. This is what the doctor ordered for Heretics. I mean, you got to say that Genji performance put them on the map going, yeah, they are back. They are out of that slump. They look solid. But it's not like they let off the brakes or off the gas at all. They are back into this one.
Inverted setup here as well
Yeah.
for Team Heretics. Usually they're setting up that Viper Killjoy setup towards C. Now it's on A. They're really passive, and it's trying to funnel them into the mini boo Woot combo towards C Mound with that deep control. Cycling that one-way smoke. Fnatic, they are spread 1-3-1 right now, so just trying to soften up the defense, try to figure out where that Killjoy turret is. Usually there's an alarm bot or a turret towards B here. That turret's still up at heaven. Fnatic, again, 40 seconds done off the clock. In the same space they had 10 seconds into the round. Leaving Alpha at middle makes me think that it's going to be some sort of fake towards A, pivot towards B through that blue door.
You can see the conversation between Durka and Boaster mostly there, getting ready to execute this. But
Oh.
execution! Boo just
Oh.
one and puts them in their graves.
โอ้
2 quick kills, you still got Benji holding.
ไม่ไหวว่ะ
Alpha now has to try and go against the odds on this, and Miniboo doesn't
เอ้า
even
มิ
have a
นิบู
chance.
พลาดครับ
It's never going to find its target,
30
but
seconds
a 2v4. The heavy hitters though, Durka and
แต่ 4 ต่อ
Alpha.
2 ไม่น่ามีปัญหา
You got to dig deep for this.
โอ้ย
Showstopper there, Durka. Big chance, and
โอ้
actually
ตาย
goes down for
มิ
it.
นิบู
He'll
ยังดี
trade
ฮะได้
that.
เทกลับไปได้
That's now
ก็
just
ดีครับ
one
ก็
man.
ดีก็ดี
Wonder Kid left alive. And if Heretics play this right, it feels near on unwinnable,
đi
but
đấy.
isolated from each other. One main, one blue door, one disconnected further towards heaven. The time can start running here. Alpha giving himself his best chance he can. There's one target to hit, and the second they show it,
Time.
picks around this corner, it's perfect from Rien's. Gotta say it, Heretics are out for blood today. 9-3. What a huge scoreline here. It's
คัมแบ็กว่ะมันกันโหด
slow and steady here. As a start, we're looking at the Sheriff with Benji. Couple of ghosts
คัมแบ็ก
on
นะ
the other side. Just ghosts coming out for Fnatic and a couple
มี
of
คน
classics,
เชื่อว่า
so
จะ
no
คัมแบ็กนะครับ
overinvestment. Now we've got to see what, well, how well Alpha fares are doing this. There he is, already going to be forced off. Takes a touch of damage, but that's fine. Info found. It looks like the response from Fnatic is to take over B control, push out a little bit deeper. Did they just miss the timing? Or was it seen? It definitely was seen. And the swings there. Heretics with the perfect made plan. They know
เฮียแม่ง
everything
ร
that
วบ
Fnatic
โอ้
wanted
โห
to do.
แม่ง
So
แข่งโค
Booster
ตรดี
out
เลย
for
ว่ะ
Chronicle now
แม่
under
ง
the
รวบห
gun.
น้าบีไอ้เฮีย
It's a big difference between Fnatic and Heretics is that
โอ้สู้ไม่ได้
Fnatic
หรอก
like to do
Fnatic
those re-clears. Heretics happy to do those retakes, and right now Team Heretics is looking very
เอ้ยจริงก็
confident.
ดีกว่าว่ะ
40 seconds remain. They have to make their final push right here. Fnatic
มอง
is
ไปที่
just
ของกินเนี่ย
Chronicle
ตอน
on
นี้
that
เมื่อไห
A
ร่จะ
site
มา
to defend against 5 until he can get. Booster is the closest rotation,
เอามาแล้ว
30 seconds left.
but a long run to travel.
กินข้าวดีกว่า
That Viper wall isn't going to do much.
Yeah, you're looking at what can be done here. Chronicle would have to go huge. No chance of it.
The splash damage. 2 versus 4. We've
โอ้
seen this.
I don't think we're going to be seeing it
โดน
again,
ทุก
though.
นัดเลยพี่เหรียญว่าต่า
Not
ฟา
this
ก
time.
แม่น
Alpha.
เฮ้ยอัลฟาเจอร์ไอ้ยี่ทำลุก
He's
ยิงอยู่
gonna
4
end up going
ห่
for
วย
something
กูนึก
right
ว่าแบบ
now.
ค
It's a
ม
matter of
กูนึกว่า
what
เจ๋
he
ง
gets out of it.
ไอ้
Some
เหี้ย
ultimate orbs.
ยิงอยู่
Some
4
cash in the reserve, so potentially we can see some sort of outlaw purchase or martial purchase.
ว่าแบบ
Something
มา
to
แบก
make
เลยอะไรอ
something
ย่างงี้ไม่
happen.
ใช่นะ
Look at them waiting. Oh man, Alpha. Oh, and the
He's just
one
gonna go
way
down
on
with a
top.
spike. You can't push me now.
Woot.
4 โดนมีดแน่ มึงโดนมีดแน่
Going for the knife.
The man in
Yes,
the
yes.
Oh my god, he's
Do
doing it.
โอ้
Stand up now.
Yeah, shows him to his seat this time. Very demure, some might
Ay,
say. 10 to 3 first round in the
yun
second
na.
half. Heretics. I
Mung
mean, they just
yun
put it in the
na.
grave real
And
quick.
that's why you don't stand up on round 5.
Uh.
You gotta
Yeah.
understand that it comes back in the end. Karma is undefeated.
มึงยืนน่ะจีจีเลย
That's rough. That's rough.
ไอ้เหี้ยเผื่อ
Oh
ยื
man,
นนะขออภัยเลย
you can see the grins on Heretics' faces. I mean, this was the big test, right? Like, you feel like Abyss is the unknown, but Lotus was always be a really hard map. But the fact that Heretics have got to 10 so early on, they proved their value in that lovely adjustment after the timeout in the first half. And they've kept Fnatic completely humbled. It's wonderful to watch. And again, we talked about the honeymoon potentially with Fnatic, with Hero. Is there real depth to this?
มันเกิดเยอะ
Maybe this is where it eventually runs short. Maybe this is where it turns around. Similar conversations about Heretics, potentially with their burnout, tired, exhausted at the end. But they came out and they look refreshed here.
Looks like we're about to see that reclear from Fnatic. The crossfire, though, not going to get anything done. Looks like another round in the bag for Team Heretics. The shorty, oh, he gets one.
Spike down.
I don't think you're going to get much more. You're surrounded. Jerry N's just going to make it.
ดูไม่
Make
ได้
it so. If Alpha's the last one, oh my god.
กาก
Shots.
Yeah.
Heretics are hitting some nasty shots. And Fnatic can be feeling this. This isn't a nice game to be in right now, Josh. You are feeling that you are being absolutely pushed about by Heretics.
We talk about that hero inclusion in Fnatic and how good they have looked. We look at Heretics. Where have they faltered? They faltered in that second stage where they looked like they were maybe slumping. And we're saying this like, oh, they were slumping. They were still winning.
Of course
they were
they
just
were.
dropping a map.
Yeah,
You know,
it's wild,
that's a
right?
slump for them.
Yeah.
But the other place that they actually falter is
Hey,
when it gets down to these really
Yeah.
high intensity
That's when
moments.
Fnatic
We saw multiple
look
second place
back,
finishes
mong
for
hả,
these
Father
guys.
อย่างเดียวเลย
And
อะ
that was the major hurdle. The deeper
Yeah,
they go into the
อยาก
tournament.
แข่งว่ะ
This early in the tournament,
กู
maybe
เนี่ยแหละ
not
ตัว
feeling that
toxic
same
เลยอะ
sort of pressure.
Oh, the pain shell. Don't think that's
ตัววิ่งเลยอะ
quite in place to
แม่งโดน
punish.
แน่
But
เพราะเจ
Boaster
อ
going to try and slip the net and slip ahead. Take himself into a fight, but Mini Boo's having none of it.
Oh,
Heretics aren't missing. The only time it's gone their way, it feels like, was then. Chronicle finding re-ends was the first time they've been able to
มา
strike
เท่านั้นอะ
back.
ไม่ไปอยู่ดี
Oh,
Oh!
okay.
What? Show me it from his POV. I need it.
I was just going to point out the fact that he couldn't even shoot a prowler. And then he gets
5%
one
นี่
tap
เยอะ
like
เหรอ
that.
เยอะป่ะ
Oh.
ไม่ได้เล่นไว้นั่นแหละ
4 versus 3. 11 to 3 is the scoreline. And Team Heretics is making Fnatic sweat again. Every round on the defense, they've been down numbers, and they've re-aggressed, and they've been punished. Team Heretics looking to extend that. Boo over towards C, has a Prowler and a Hunt, probably trying to get a little bit of information, maybe a little bit of pressure to find out exactly what's going on. If he's able to locate at least one player here, at worst, 3 versus 2 on A. And here comes the re-clear from Hero.
It's done. It's done. Put a
Ready,
fork in it.
yeah.
This one
เดิ
is
นมาตาย
done.
กัน
It's
หมดเลย
cooked.
เนี่ย
Alpha,
กู
you're just
เอา
hoping
ข้า
you're
ว
not
กิ
going
น
to get
ดีกว่า
knifed.
อย่างเงี้ย
Not again.
Not again.
Not again.
Would
แม่ง
they?
สู้ไม่ได้เลยอะ
Only if he shoots 20 rounds of this Vandal. Otherwise,
If the opportunity presents. You can't take Alpha lightly, to be fair, and they probably won't. I mean, they're sitting in pretty standard post-plant positions. We're going to...
โอ้
a little bit labored on that, and I think Alpha did hear the steps up towards heaven.
Oh,
It's
but
clean from
dude,
Mini Boo. We question
นาย
his
ไม่ได้
form.
เจ๋งเลย
And
นาย
I
ไม่
don't think we
น่า
have any
ลุก
more
อะ
questions here now. Looking very sharp here, Mini Boo.
มั่นใจไปหน่อยฮะ
I've been known
เจอของ
to
จริงนะ
Yeah?
like going for a little bit of a knife. So.
Whoa!
Team Heretics. Yeah, that's gross.
It's so sad.
พูดครับ
Just dancing up there.
What are you meant to do?
นี่แหละครับ
When we got that soundbite of
พี่เขา
Booster
ทำไมถึง
talking
ต้องเป็นดูนี้
round 5 or round 6, when something
รู้
didn't go
หรื
their
อ
way,
ยัง
from that point on, it has felt like they've just been tilting,
เจ้า
missing their tempos, missing their shots. They need to mentally reset. This map might be over. We might be looking at the last round of this map, so some sort of reset needs to come. But Heretics, they get their little abyss for that map too, and Rien's just posted up with Mini Boo.
It's just a frag movie in their favor the whole way through. 12-3, this has been a blowout of a game. There's not too many ways to say it. Started off close, sure. It got exciting. And since that point, since that timeout,
ที่หูโหดจังวะพี่
Heretics have been infallible. They have been on the money. This is a team that people are expecting to do a deep run here. Yeah, they've had their upsets. Yeah, they've seen the sadder side of the competition.
Oh,
today they're landing everything. It just feels like they are out of Fnatic's league here. And Heretics continue forward. Just step by step, looking to get map 1 in the books. Does Alpha stop it? I don't think so. As Chronicle, the last one alive in a 1v3. 8 kills to his name so far, and it does not matter a second. 13.
This way, he's going to be on ISO. He's going to get back in the game. Fnatic, you guys got to get your head in the game.
Yeah, they seem out of it right now, and they are being punished step by step. Mini Boo's on the hunt. He wants it. He's hungry for more. And he's found a step.
เล่นดีจัด
Quick little pick
เล่น
up
โบ
on
เล่น
the
สไน
hero, almost like it
เฮ้ย
meant nothing to him. Mini Boo
เฮ้ย
space. The pace change into this operator works wonderfully for them.
That trip.
ฟนาติกไปแล้ว
But the trip is still up. It has not been deleted yet. Okay.
There we go, finally. I mean, it's such an arduous task to get back to the site, though. And they still have to clear close. You still have 3 players, maybe, actually, no, 4 on the site itself. 1 disconnected, that being Boo, that's fine. They can clear through the first couple. But the backline is still difficult. And the big man himself, Rien's, is still here. He's still not dealt with. Fnatic, finally, getting back in, but can Boo be the problem, be the nuisance? Already looking to try and get half.
โอ้
And they
ไม่
can't
ทัน
block
อี
it
ก
this
โอ้
time. All the way, the time is still on
โห
their side.
ไอ้เหี้ย
Boo is
ระบบ
done.
ไปอีกโอ้
That's stunning, and they can't recover it.
เสียทุกอย่างครับปืนลาว everything ครับโอ้ฟนาติก
Fnatic trying to body block on that Astra Gravity
วันนี้มัน
well.
เหี้ยอะไรครับ
Sure
เนี่ย
that the spike diffuser's not pulled all the way off, but just missed that opportunity, that timing. Just when you thought, oh, it was a clean round for Team Heretics, in comes the retake here. And I thought that the timing between that dart coming in at the same time as the flash was a little bit disjointed, but boy, was I wrong there. Doesn't matter though, in the end, 1 versus 3, all he needs to do is get that gravity wall off on that spike, no diffuser, no time. Guess what? I don't even have to shoot back at you guys, I already win. But to add insult to injury, takes out both.
ยืนดิพอแล้วเนี่ย
And that's 1 less piece of valuable resource that
ยืน
Fnatic
เร็ว
doesn't have to be able to get back.
ไอ้หนู
It just looks marred with apathy.
ยืนไม่ขึ้นนะดิเขาอ่อนไอ้เหี้ย
They look quiet, they barely look present. Boasty yet to really start getting any impact going here. That operator taken away within a second. And they look outclassed. I think we need to be clear about this. There has been conversation.
ปกติตอนพอส Fnatic ต้องวอร์มนะ
and that conversation
แล้ว
looks
ไม่
like
ว
it's
อร์ม
finding
นะครับ
a conclusion. Fnatic have not looked in form here.
เรียบร้อย
The opponents
ถ้า
they
ไม่วอร์ม
faced
แล้ว
until
นี่
this
ชัด
point
เลยฮะ
respectable, yes, but not of the caliber that the group of death provided for Heretics.
นิ่ง
And
นะถ้าไม่
Heretics
วอร์ม
came
นี่
out
นิ่
of
ง
that
ฮะ
group with their head held high. Yeah, you know, a little bit of a challenge here and there.
นิวไปไหน
Sure,
โอ้โห
that's expected. But 5-0
พัก
here,
ไปนาน
a
มากครับ
clean map 1 only dropping 3 rounds. They are absolutely in position to start
ไม่รู้ไปไหน
taking
ฮะ
over the
แต่พัก
torch
ไป
from
นาน
Fnatic and leading EMEA into a new era.
They got that adaptive cruise control on right now as they're sailing their way through all the way.
Let's get it.
They can taste it this next round of playoffs.
เฮ้ยเสียงเกโก้เหมือนเสียงไอ้เหี้ยโบเตอ
8
ร์
more rounds close out here.
Does Boo get isolated? He doesn't have the ability to evacuate as quickly as Mini Boo can, but he's playing with his life well. He is being hunted. You can see the map closing in. They know it's going to be this A piece. They've got mid control for Fnatic this time around. Maybe off the back of the timeout, that's the conversation. Double down, keep going, be aggressive, take the space. Alpha going to be
ดุ
seen.
ดันดุดัน
That should open up at least the cross for the site and probably a plant here.
ช็อกดาดคมๆโอ้ยเอ้าเอ้ยมีโคพี่ แล้วอีกอันนึงอะ
Looking at the positioning from Boo, just waiting for
แม่ง
Dirk
ได้
to
วาง
try to
ได้ไง
get
วะ
past
ดา
this
ด
trip.
คมๆอะนะ
Probably doesn't expect Boo to just be sitting here, waiting here, T1 Curry style.
Now the patience may pay here, and Rien's doesn't quite get the reveal.
เฮ้ย
he
แล้วใครดูข้างบน
wanted
ให้อ่ะ
because there's
เอ้ย
so
เอ้ย
many
เอ้ย
players
ดู
like
หลายทาง
this
เกิน
one.
โอ้
Dealt with
เฮ้ยเล่นอะไรอ่ะ
He's Boo now with his fight, and Fnatic
โอ้
what?
คือมันคิดว่าเป็นเทพเจ้ามั้ง
How can you
Quick
miss
way.
it? Yeah, goddamn, what the hell just happened?
อืม
Fair enough.
Nah,
Just kill them all, I
มัน
guess.
ไปยืนอยู่ตรง
Why
นั้น
didn't
อะ
they try that before?
you know, that's not a bad idea.
I'm onto something.
Someone on that Fnatic coaching staff needs to be, getting paid for that type of commentary. They've got everyone else there. What's
ไม่
one
มีใครดู
more
ให้เลยแล้วมันเล่นหลายๆทางอะนะ
But like I
Needs
said,
some light, yeah?
like I said though, Fnatic
One
kind
here,
of
one
undefined. The map is relatively new. Still, teams trying to figure out how they want to play it, mixing up Cypher versus
โอ้
Killjoy,
โล่งโล่ง
the
โล่ง
types of
โล่ง
controllers you have, Omen versus
โล่ง
Astra.
โล่งค่อนข้างโล่ง
Fnatic very aggressive through B multiple times. Sure, some of them on eco, but here on a gun round, another time here we're seeing a second round potentially where they're aggressing down the middle. Benji trying to control that space, uses his cages and camera just to get that information, see if he can slip the net a little bit. Heretics, their entire game plan on that attack side is let Benji just do whatever he wants, put some pressure, see if he can get anywhere. But group is 4, sometimes even 5, and just do a hit together. Waiting for Fnatic to push through.
Bok.
Boom.
Camera.
โอ้โอ้โอ้เบนจี้เบนจี้
He's seen that though, but the flash didn't.
อ้าวแฟดตัวเองครับ โอ้ไม่พร้อมครับวันนี้แฟนนาติกไม่พร้อมครับ
That's gutting.
ไม่พ
Boo
ร้อ
is all the way in
ม
B site right now, so this is the audible, this is the callback in Alpha. Do you realize where Boo is? Are you going to run out right into his crosshair?
แฟนนาติกไม่พร้อม
Man reads it well. A good read on the game, but one was not going to
เบ
be
นจี้
enough
ยัง
in
เทรด
this.
ได้อยู่ฮะ
Two would have been maybe enough to tilt the scales, but it's hindered progress. Heretics now slowing down a touch. 35 seconds
One
left.
HP.
Oh, bloody hell, the shots.
ไอ้เหี้ยเหลือหนึ่ง
Hear the ult coming out from Woot there, clearing the space.
แฟนนาติก
Not
ไม่
going to be
พ
recalled,
ร้อ
actually
ม
chasing down
จริ
towards
ง
stairs, but Plant's in now. No denial on that.
Big shock damage.
That's nice. Okay, couple of players now weakened up. It's Boasted to take the first couple of brave steps forward. Nice fight. Needs more. 2 more, potentially. Gets another. He's made it doable. Chronicle in a 1v1 up against Mini Boo. And oh, Mini Boo just toying with him.
โอ้
Playing with him. These aren't games anymore.
เจ๊
Heretics
เจ๊
still in control.
Off the back of the flawless, they lose
Shit,
that next round, but they made it
dude.
costly, expensive. It came down to the wire, 1 versus 1. Team Heretics
ดูไม่ได้
holding their ground at the start of the round, waiting for Fnatic to start pushing up and get into their faces. Here at the start of the round, Durka getting himself with that flash, Benji winning that fight, gets that hat off, gets the information. Who's already slipped the gap? He's in B site, calls the team over. Fnatic running out of just places that they can start pushing. Where's next? At some point, we need to see a site hold coming in from Fnatic and playing that retake. That's how they won the previous round, right?
Yeah.
The only round posted up was a full 5-man retake, getting all the kills within a span of 5 seconds. Every other round, Fnatic's been pushing.
Benji's drawing so much attention in middle as well. This time it's Chronicle to try and respond. Last time I think it was Boasted to try and deal with it through from the connector, but
คือกูว่ารู้ว่ามันแบบ
putting question marks on the
Yeah,
map,
that-
keeping
that make
3
you like a
players
newbie
in
kind of
response.
idea.
Now they lean back in towards A.
Mini
Already
Boo,
got the
Mini
dash
Boo,
going
he's gonna
in.
get the drone.
He's completely caught Chronicle. Running rings around them. Heretics are so much better prepared on this. The plant's there, and Alpha is on an island.
And Boo's still towards B.
เอาตัวรีคอร์ดไปเนี่ยโอ้
It's not good enough.
ไอ้เหี้ยโคตรเออเลอร์อ่ะ
And
Hey!
Heretics are running through them. Rings around them. It looks easy.
No.
Bye bye, Boo. The positioning. So
Off the
patient.
map. Oh, no, no, you, just the
you're
weapon.
yeah, there we go.
เอ
Bye
อ
bye.
มึงไม่ต้อง
Nice to see sort of play in
เฮ้ย
place. And Boast has got nothing to do here. If anything, it's time to talk to your
ทำไม
boys
มันแบบ
because
มันโดนอยู่
this
ฝ่าย
is
เดียวเล
not
ยวะ
good.
เฮ้ย
At
ขอ
this
เล่นบ้าง
point,
ดิ
you're in champs. There are no easy games, there are no easy opponents. That's the simplicity of it all. But they are floundering here, Josh. They have not got a grip on this game by any means.
Boaster last game caught saying, boys, it's so simple, just listen.
โอ้
They've
ตาย
not
เสีย
looked
ปืนนี่
the same.
อ๋อ
Not in the previous
ไม่ไหว
matches. Well, we
ไม่ไหว
saw them not playing their best against Crew in that group stage coming
Yeah.
into this match. They not they weren't playing their best, but they were playing still at that stage way better than they are here. Right now, it's just like they're non-existent. They need to find some sort of footing. Back to Sheriffs again here, Team Heretics.
In the building.
In the building motherfucker
Don't know what that means, but
Rienz is in the building.
he's in the house.
And they look so good doing it. I can't stress enough how strong Heretics look
อะไร
here.
อ่ะ
But the issue is that Fnatic look absent. There hasn't been a fight back.
Here comes
เฮ้ย
the
เดี๋ยวนี้ทำไม
aggression.
ครับ
The only thing
แคป
they haven't tried yet, and
Oh.
they get the first one.
แม่งไป
But
ทำอะไร
does
มา
the
วะ
Vandal fall off the map there? I think it may. I'm not sure.
เยี่ยกสิกรแม่งไปอัปเดตเฮียอะไรมาใหม่วะเนี่ยกูจะแคปยอดเงิน ตอนนี้แคปไม่ได้ละต้องไปปรับตรงไหนอีกวะเนี่ยกู
Quite well thought
แม่ง
through.
กู
if
ไม่
you
ค่อย
actually
ถนัด
consider
อะไร
that.
แบบนี้อยู่แล้วด้วย
Rienz though, danger man, and so clean, leading the board.
ปวดหมองว่ะ
Fnatic already slipping deeper towards the side. Respecting Heretics to give them at least the foot in the door.
Spike only just now getting planted. Mini Boot trying to create some space.
Plants there. Almost daring Fnatic to try and take a fight. Miniboo starts getting curious, get aggressive.
โอ้ไฮโลนะ
Finally,
6-4
making
เอี่ยวนะ
something happen. Two
ได้
players
อี
down.
โค
This
ครับ
could be
ลาวนี้แหละครับ
resurgence, at least
ลาว
in
เปลี่ยน
this
เกม
round. But it is Rienz. But 5 from here. That's a lot to ask for. Dirk's
Oh,
got it. That's
ไฮโล
2 for Fnatic
โอ้เสีย
now.
งตีเลยโบ๊ทโอ้โห
But this
Yeah,
feels
bro.
like a death rattle.
Bro, may
This
not
doesn't
see,
feel
ang
something
jing
you can replicate.
ไม่เหลือค
There
น
is
เดียว
a
เอง
way
อะ
for Fnatic to crawl back here. Part of it, I
Oh,
believe, is
Fnatic.
getting that off up and trying to be ahead
ถ้า
of
เป็นพี่
wherever
เบน
Team
ภาคนะ
Heretics
เขาก็จะ
does
บอก
choose
ว่า
to go.
overpaid
And that first pickoff is so vital and
ไอ้เหี้ย
important for these guys.
overpaid
The second thing is dealing with Benji in a way that doesn't completely disrupt their entire setup here. Right now, Team Heretics has such a good read of what's going on. They're waiting for Fnatic to push through. But here, fighting back is Fnatic. Guess what? Another retake. Sure, they pushed up and they got that first kill on Boo. That helps out a lot. But an op is going to be something that's crucial for them to rely on. A crutch. 2-7. Still recoverable if you're Team Fnatic. And great retake ultimates as well. So they're leaving Alpha on an island a little bit.
Trying to isolate the player. They know there's normally one around here. It is Boo
เฮ้ย
again.
เฮ้ยเฮ้ยเฮ้ย
Trying to close
ไอ้
the
บู
net.
ไอ้บู
Maybe trying to check for even Benji, but he's with the pack this time, playing towards the A side. Alpha,
ชิบหายแล้ว
one who has
บู
to deal with anyone trying to
บูต้อง
filter back
บู
through
ต้อง
that
ไม่
one
เล่นแล้วครับ
Boo, but Boo's
บู
keeping
ต้อง
him
หาย
busy.
ไปเลยครับ
Where does
Could be
Alpha
a
go?
nuisance. And they're so distracted
บู
by
รอ
this
ใช้
one player,
แค่
but
ดู
he's
ด
just
พอ
going
ครั
to
บ
play hard to get.
It's all on this lockdown though.
โอ้โห
He needs to get in
เหี้ย
a good
แอ
position
ตตา
to be
ด่าน
able to
นี้แม่ง
utilize
เก่งก
this,
ว่าโอ
force
เมน
them
หมื่นเท่าพัน
completely
เท่าเลยว่ะ
out.
It still sits somewhat towards a main,
Oh,
but a
but
clear,
you
a
don't
good
bomb.
one as
Look,
well.
we couldn't
Minibu
hide
going
home.
down and Fnatic take a couple of steps towards the site. Cross in place. Benji not going to see them drop down. And on the spike they go, looking
มี
to
ดูด
achieve
ไหม
at
มี
least
ดูดไหม
half. They're going to
เอ้า
get
เฮ้ย
that, but now there needs to be a fight back here. Wait,
อุ้ย
he's
มันบล็อกเหรอ
still
มันบล็อกเหรอ
losing. Gets
อุ้ย
off, Benji! I told you this guy can clutch.
โอ้
He's still doing it. Almost all in
โอ้เบน
to their
อุ้ยเมื่อกี้
knees.
เมื่อกี้
Fnatic
ดูด
crushed under the
มัน
weight
ใช้
of
ตัวบล็อกใช่ไหม
Heretics
ครับ
here.
ถ้าดูไม่ผิด
Three still alive.
หรือว่าบูไม่ได้ดูดวะแต่กูเห็นม่วงๆนะ
Perfect approach here.
You know, coming into this, we were talking about
เนี่ยเห็นม่วงๆอ่ะแต่เหมือนจะใช้ตัวบล็อกปะทำให้กู้ได้
win on Lotus, win that 2-0 and not let it get to that
เมื่อ
haven.
กี้ได้ครึ่ง
Did I
นะ
think it was going to be this one-sided, starting with that 13-3 on Lotus? No,
น่าจะบล็อก
did not
น่า
wake
จะ
up
บล็อก
today
เห็น
thinking
ม่วง
that.
ๆอยู่เห็น
I
ม่วง
thought
ๆอยู่
3 maps easy on the
เกือบ
horizon.
นะเกือบ
But
นะ
does that classify
Yeah.
as standing up?
Mini Boo.
ที่เบนจี้แม่งของ
Was he
จริง
giving
ว่ะ
it, or was he just
No, I
standing
don't-
up, giving a high five to his teammate?
Let's see how the round goes. Then we can determine.
True, okay.
2-0
For
ว่ะ
now, it
วัด
is
โปรว่าไงวันนี้
towards
เร็ว
B.
อีกแล้ว
Divide over towards A. And Heretics
มาเองนะ
gonna go
เร็ว
for
อ่ะ
a
ร
pretty
ถติด
standard approach. It's
เมื่อวาน
Dirk
เนี่ย
who's still trying to stand and fight. He's just facing down. Wingman might want to deny that, mate. He does. Fnatic actually getting a couple of bodies in their favor here.
ไอ้เปรตนี่
Oh, Rienz, that's nasty to
Dirk.
go down to, but it is chaotic. But finally a calm in the storm for a second or two. Two players,
ชิ
Benji
บ
and
หาย
Boom.
ม่านตก
Whoa.
กูยังทันอยู่ครับ
That was a little
Okay.
dangerous.
อุ้ยมีดูดนะควัน
He's
แล้วเล่นข้างนอกไหม
This
อุ้ยชิบหายโดนแฟด
All the
อุ้ย
timing.
บูจะตาย
Just missed that window of opportunity, but Benji's still alive. I
Ooh,
told
Benji,
you, if
Lindy,
he
huh?
stands, there's always a
กูเป็น
chance.
จี้เล่นดี
Two players on towards CT. Do they expect him so nearby? And it was just Boaster
Ooh, they tie,
offering up
wow.
his life for the trade if necessary. And
โอ้
Boo dealt with
เหี้ยเป็นจี้เล่นดี
Fnatic.
แล้วครับเมื่อกี้
Give himself a very small window now, 3 rounds at least.
fourth round definitely possible. Op is up and on the hands of Boaster right now on that defense. He's been posting up with it on B. Good retake defense towards A. And lucky that the timing of everything in the post round after that defuse goes in lines up before you fall off that map. A little bit of life. Not too stressed out right now on the face cams for Team Fnatic.
And they did lose the round after standing up, so
That is true. So maybe he was given it.
maybe.
Keep,
We'll save for
keep
now.
seated.
Oh, Durka,
เพื่ออะไรวะ
you're a brave boy.
เพื่อนมันเดินมาข้างหน้าถึงก่อนด้วย
Oh, good. Around that corner, there are 2 players. He may expect the 1, but maybe not the 2nd. He has. Does he get to keep his life? Fortunately, a quick smoke and the Al drone can at least deny a quick springboard back. But look at middle. Look at the pace that Heretics are taking
Durka's
the
in front of
space
it.
from
Durka's
this.
in front of it.
Durka better be ready, and he is!
Okay,
Everywhere on the map,
dying
hard
up.
to miss, but a good trade for Benji. Chronicle tries to control towards heaven. He's going to do a fair job at it. Finally seeing a bit of a fight between these guys. Wingman, though, waddling off to do
ไม่
his
ไม่
job.
โดดมามันก็มีข้อดีไง
No
แต่
stop
แซว
ball broke here in
คำ
Rian.
คือโดดมาโบสอาจโดนยิงตาย แต่ก็มุมไปเดิร์กก็จะเป็นมุมที่อันพิดิกไปเลย ก็คือไม่มีใครคิดว่ามันจะมาอยู่ตรงนั้น
Something.
อ่า
Group has 3
อัน
in
นี้
this
คือข้อดี
retake
นะ
to
แต่
make
มัน
it
ดู
the
ห่า
best chance they
ๆ
have.
ไงไม่
Rian's
รู้
also
อะ
backing off. He's got that Hunter's Fury. He
มึง
wants
ว่า
to
ไหม
play that. Also, gravity well on the hands of Boo.
So many tools at their disposal to run through. Tap on the spike, there it is, going to draw this out. Does it connect? I think it might. Well, at least for a tag there, Durka going to get himself out of danger. And now it's time for the defuse. They need at least half here. But Hero dragged away. Again, running through the util just perfectly. There's nothing more to be done here. The time is going to be dwindling. Hero trying to make a damn good go of it, but time is not on his side. And the pop and swing to seal it. They have limited chances, held at
โอ้โห
3.
เละเลยครับโอ้
Team Heretics doing a great job, and now they get to go onto their strong side defense.
ตอนเดิมเลย
Get the show.
Do it. Can they show that discipline, that depth?
พรุ่งนี้
So
พี่ไอ้
much
จี
of an
ทัวร์
advantage
ไอ้
here,
ยิง
and
จัด
you're
งาน
right,
ให้พี่
quick
เดี๋ยวพรุ่งเนี้ย
approach through mid,
ดู
right
ดิ
up the
เมื่อกี้มัน
guts.
เพิ่งมาพูดอยู่พรุ่งนี้บ่ายโมง
Very deep position from Woot as
ถึง
well.
4 ทุ่มมั้ง
Where the hell
เดี๋ยว
does
อะไรก็
that
ไม่รู้
go?
อ่ะ
Mosh
อุ้ย
set up for the
ดูแลอัพดิ
B.
ดูแลอัพดิ
Blind spot.
What is this?
What?
What is that ratty little lineup?
ดูแลอัพดิ ปิดก่อนปิดก่อน
Oh, okay, that's... I mean, it forces Rienz into a little bit of an
คือมันต้อง
uncomfortable
ปายากข
position.
นาดนั้นเลย
Actually
เหรอ
pushed him a little bit further in towards Alpha, but
คือมัน
Fnatic
จำเป็นต้อ
got
ง
the
ปายาก
palm
อะไรข
anyway.
นาดนั้นเลยเหรอวะ
I mean, a nice idea conceptually. Practically didn't quite get what they wanted out of it.
You ever forget food on the grill?
อืม
That was overcooked. Maybe so was that Chuck.
That was awful.
Well,
Awful.
โอ้
that wasn't
เดิ
though.
ร์ก nice
Durka,
one
where
boy
have you been? Nice to see you finally waking up. Well, put back to bed. Mini Boo now.
ดันบุกว่ะ
1v3?
แย่ดันเนี้ย
Probably not.
ไอ้หนุ่ยมึงเคลียร์ฝั่งไหนเนี่ยไอ้หนุ่ย
Probably not. Fnatic. Okay.
ไอ้
It's
หนุ่ย
the first round. It's a start. But it's a
ไอ้หนุ่ยเค
very
ลียร์ฝั่งไหน
long,
เนี่ยเฮ้ย
a
ไม่บอก
very,
จะยิ้มไม่
very
ออก
long.
long road.
ไม่บอก
icy
เดี๋ยวอะไร
road
นะ
Yeah.
จะยิ้มไม่ออก
With
They
no
give me all.
guardrails to prevent you from falling off a cliff as well.
มึงยิง
So
ไม่ออกอยู่แล้วเพราะตอนนี้มึงอยู่
Team Heretics still in a very comfortable lead. Pistol round, not the worst case. They weren't even looking super strong on their defense pistol round in that first map of Lotus.
เพราะมึง
And
อยู่
winning in
ฝั่
that 2 versus
ไอ้นั่
4.
นยังไง
So
ล่ะ
right
ไอ้
now,
หนุ่ย
let Fnatic pick up another round here, make it
คิดว่ากูไม่
expensive
รู้
for them,
อ่ะ
and really
ไอ้
lock it down for that first gun round.
ไอ้หนุ่ยอยู่
Okay,
Fnatic
the
ครั
only
บแบบหนึ่ง
investment is Mini Boo with the Sheriff. Of course, on the other side we have the 2 Vandals, so that's Durka and Alpha, so they need to keep hold of those. They can lose 2 players, I'd say, with Boaster and Hero just on those ghosts. And Chronicle would probably want to play his life as well, keeping that Bulldog in play.
And Boo, over at A, was able to destroy that Sova Dart that Chronicle sent that direction, just to keep that pressure. The question marks about whether or not Team Heretics is in some sort of stack or aggressive push or not, but here comes the push from Fnatic. It's going to be into the 4-man stack from Team Heretics.
Yeah, they are in the right place, and that's the danger man, Mini Boo. And he's dealt with. Quick pick up from Durka. Okay, carving out a little bit of security. Would like to be able to get a plant here, but they're still very nearby. Got to be careful. Both are the ones to try and take at least the strain in this to play across on the angle. Nicely done, Fnatic. This so far is pretty solid. Boo not really left with many options here.
Spike planted.
Not
น้ำ
many
มันชอบ
options
เข้า
for
ไปใน
Blue
เคส
here.
นะไอสัตว์
Trying to
Are we going
min-max the amount of damage or
กูก็ต้องมาเปิ
find
ดมาถอด
the
มือ
best place that he wants to go for a little bit of sightseeing.
Right there.
แล้วถอดยากด้วย
It looks like he's taking this time to mostly talk to the team as well.
Yep,
Having a
that
chat.
French timeout that you talked about.
Yeah,
just-
literally 3 other people in the world know what I mean when I say French time.
เดี๋ยว
You
เดี๋ยว
know.
พรุ่งนี้นั่ง
certainly
แข่ง
I am one of them,
There
so
you go,
I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, and there it
ทำ
is.
เพจมาละ
Using
เอา
that extra
แล้ว
time
หลุ
in
ย
the round.
ทำเพจ
Just
มา
talk about
แล้
what's
ว
going
นะล่า
on.
สุด
Just getting a squeezing out those extra 20, 30 seconds to be able to make a plan about what you want to do, reset the focus of whatever you want to have, and then let the round expire. Then you get to go in. You don't have to burn a timeout. Pretty sure Team Heretics still has both their timeouts if they need to burn them.
One enemy remaining.
They have them, and some shots that Fnatic's hitting again. We haven't seen that from them in the first half. That's kind of where they went silent. Wasn't necessarily about like tactically, but it was in terms of their gameplay. They weren't hitting the shots, and if they're able to start finding that form again, maybe they have a chance against Team Heretics in this
ชา
map.
ร์จแปดให้หมด
It's a little bit of a comeback, and
ทุกอย่างครับ
double bounce Chalkies, trying to locate any Cypher trips, dart, just to get some information on an aggressive push here, but Boo escaping with his life. And that's a lot of gunshots from Fnatic. That's at least 3 players spotted in that position. Team Heretics not budging off that though. Mini Boo in a very aggressive position here with his Vandal. Just getting this off angle deep on that B main line. But here comes mid, Fnatic, developing the map, and we saw them do this sort of style on Lotus, and the thing that kind of worked against them was that they spent so much time trying to work the map that they ended up running themselves out of time. Once they went for that site hit, they didn't have enough time and resources to be able to break through, get that spike planted. And I worry for them that it's going to happen again. Alpha trying to work his way up middle. Durka as well on his
อุ้ย
ultimate.
900
But I
แคล
worry that Miniboo's going to be ahead of this utility as well. He's still going to be at the forefront of this, and does he play it potentially even further forward? There's still going to be Chronicle there with the out drone. Shock Dart might have been enough to indicate they know his position, but still, he's rewarded. That forward position is perfect. And yeah, he's going to be revealed. They know where he is, but Fnatic can't close the gap. So now they have to go into the blender. There's 3 players posted on this site, and Miniboo still being one of them. Oh, presented
Oh,
and Miniboo
Miniboo.
reigns supreme. Bringing them down into size. 2 now left, Hero and Durka. The 2 top-end players for Fnatic, at least in this
Uding.
map, but Durka
Oh.
needs to keep his boy safe.
Oh.
That was so close, but the plant is in. Time now.
Ui,
That was massive from
Mấy con
Riens.
tài lên
Now it's
liền.
all on Hero, a 1v3. Dizzy dealt with.
อุ้ยกลับไม่ได้ครับ
Try and position
ไฮโล
himself
ต้องเล่น
here
ตรงนี้เลย
to isolate fights.
เฮ้ยเห็นอุ้ยโอ้โหมันฉลาด
at the last
ไอ้
second
เหี้ย
there.
Maybe. It's hard to tell, but he's going to
Mấy con
reposition
lạ,
anyway. Wall about to drop. And he's missing them by seconds.
Wait, this is the type of round here again.
This is a real chance. It's not clean, but it might just be enough. And now the 1v1, switching it out. At the time on his side, Boo trying to just go around, ring a Rosie, but Hero playing it so much better. Playing to the
โอ้ฮีโร่ฮะฮีโร่
We look at Heretics. We talk Benji Fishy.
True.
We forgot about Hero.
How could we?
Once I saw that the time was getting low, we were repositioning, and I'm like,
This could be.
I've seen this before. Not on this map, but I've seen this guy in these moments, and he does it so frequently. You can never count him out. Once the time starts ticking low, he is so good with playing his positioning, dancing around the boxes and whatever obstacles that are in his way.
It's a lifeline. And Miniboo, though, you saw the damage he was able to inflict, but Durka instantly quells it. Fnatic winning a couple of these aggressive fights in middle.
ไอ้หนุ่ย
This was
มึง
with
เฮลิติก
Sheriffs,
ปะเนี่ย
but it was supplemented by the ult from Miniboo, so there was a
ห
little
นุ่ย
bit more investment
ไอ้ห
behind
นุ่ย
it.
มึงเฮลิติกปะเนี่ย
Benji,
อู้หู
big shots. 2 big shots back to back, making this, I don't want to say possible,
เกม
but
3
at
ว่ะ
least in the realms of reality.
เก
Boo
ม
would
3
have to.
ว่ะ
I feel like if he maybe found Chronicles,
ไอ้
sure,
เหี้ยแล้วมัน
let's
เป็
get
น
an upgrade.
Look, there's a number of players in the
Fnatic
server
ด้วยดิ
right now
ไอ้เหี้ย
where
ตาย
I
ยาก
would
ๆ
give it to them.
แม่ง
I
ตายยากจ
don't
ริง
know if
Fnatic
Boo would be one of them.
ไทเจอร์โดดตายนะกู
No,
รู้
I
อ่ะ
wouldn't
เลย
say, you know, as you said, if it was, you know, Benji out there or even Riens in this map specifically, he's been very strong. But Boo, going to give it a damn good go. But again, you look at the util as well. Chronicle still got his, Hero's got his, Alpha can litter the site. It's a very hard position to be in. And may have just been seen on that. He's actually been given a little bit of a window to work in. It's not going to happen. Too much util in that post plant.
อย่าปัตเตอร์
Okay, Fnatic, you've caught my attention. Let's see if it's worth keeping it. That's 7-9 now.
The gap closes. We're seeing that lockdown on the side of the attackers.
โอ้
So
ย
we
เหี้ย
get
ห
to
นุ่ย
see the first
มึง
timeout burn from
มึง
Team
ทำรูปให้มัน
Heretics.
ดีๆหน่อยดิ
One more in the
เดี๋ยวยัง
chamber.
หา
เ
รูปไม่ได้เลย
เห็นโคตรกระโปงเลยรีพอร์ตดิเฮียเอาแม่ง
Round by
บิน
round,
ไปดิ
Fnatic is crawling back.
Remember map 1? It was when we had those couple of
ไอ้
3
ย่า
rounds
ก่อน
with
ทำเพจ
Fnatic.
ก็ต้อง
They
ทำรูปก่อนสิครับ
had a bit of a
พอ
read
เพจ
on
ขึ้น
Heretics.
ปุ๊บรูปมา
Damn, he looks like a villain.
เอาแล้วมันยืนอีกแล้วมันยืนอีกแล้ว
Are you serious? Are you serious?
You saw what happens when Heretics stood up. You saw what happened.
Serious,
You
Alpha?
lost like 40 rounds in a row.
Just stretching his legs, you know?
Oh,
tall
yeah.
Tall guy. He's got a...
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want the, you know,
Yeah, no,
blood in the
exactly.
calves,
Yeah,
you know. We've seen Fnatic, they do the exercises frequently. We're not seeing any movement out here.
Oh my god, please. But why does it feel like this is...
โอ้ยเขินเขินเขินวิตาย
I'm
ไม่เขิน
horrified
จุงเบ
seeing
ย
that. Oh
จุง
my
เบย
god.
อะครับจุงเบย
Because they've closed the gap to a respectable scoreline. I mean, converting the bonus is big, and then the last round was fantastic from them, keeping 3 alive as well, finding a bit more stability, building towards some of these ults here. It doesn't feel safe though, Josh. When I'm watching how Fnatic are playing, it's still very much knife's edge. I feel like Heretics haven't quite found their footing in this half yet. But we have a new look coming out here. That
เราต้อง
operator
ใช้
is
คำพูด
in
ให้
play.
มัน
There are a couple things that I look at here. Operator, as you highlight, is one of them. We haven't seen that yet from the side of Team Heretics. We've seen aggressive angles from
Hey!
but no operator. We've seen this same start from Fnatic. Get
อ่ะ
that Sova dart
อั
off
นนี้เราเนี่ย
towards A
2-0
main. Try to figure out what's going on that side.
เดาได้ดี
Maybe
จัง
utilize
ไอ้
build
เหี้ย
before
นำอยู่
heading
น่ะ
towards B. That's been the game plan. Chronicle with the shocks, looking for any Benji trips here. But ahead of the
เป็นคำ
dart,
ด่าเหี้ยอะไรวะ
Okay.
does that scan? Boaster smokes down. It's all on
เรี
Hero's
ยบร้
wall
อย
now.
ครับ
That's the
แล้วเป็
only
นโบ
piece of
เตอร์
utility to
ไป
get them
ก่อน
past
ด้ว
the
ยฮะ
next
ไม่มีตัวควัน
sight
แต่
lines
มิ
right
นิ
now.
บูเร็วเหลื
Up
อเกิ
stage
น
towards A. Fnatic pivoting towards B. Alpha trying to find that space, that middle, that little bit of a gap to give them the back
อุ๊ย
lines
แล้ว
here.
แล้วกล้อง
But
นี้มาอีก
without
ไอ้เหี้ย
that wall, without the smokes,
เขารู้
it's gonna be tough to get in here.
It's big info. Rotation in from Rienz as well. He's on the way, but there's still 2 players on the side. Benji gonna struggle here to
โอ้
find safety before
ไม่มาแล้วครับ
But to back in
ไม่
that
มา
place,
แล้ว
it's
ครับ
Alpha
ไปดี
down.
กว่าไม่มา
I can't
แล้
believe you cursed it like
ว
this, Chronicle. Nah, not gonna
Hey.
even get away with the silver linings. It's 10
off
rounds and it's
อันติได้ไป
double
2 อัน
digits
น่ะ
found.
Why has he gone and stood up there?
Why has he gone and done this?
Alpha. But we see that's
Oh.
what the double-edged sword of Fnatic's playstyle is. They so diligently work the
Hey,
map
Nui.
methodically, try to figure out exactly what's going on,
Hey,
dive
hey,
into the setup,
hey,
try to get a
hey,
good
hey,
ground
hey.
call here. But because they do the same sort of timings on their
Hey.
openings,
Hey.
they know, okay,
Oh,
Chronicle's
hey,
going to
hey,
do this
hey,
start.
hey,
It's going to
hey,
take this
hey,
much
hey,
time
hey.
to get here. It's going to scan only
Yeah,
this.
code, yeah,
If you in this
yeah.
moment slip the gap, get behind this tall box, it's not going to scan you. They're not going to
นั่นแหละ
expect
คือ
you.
การทด
Pick
สอบ
off
ไอคิว
Boaster,
อีกหนึ่ง
funnel
อย่าง
them
ก็
into
คือ
B,
มึง
and it's all over for them.
ทุกความอดทนต่ำไง
This one.
คิวมึงเริ่มก็เลยต่ำน้อยลง
It's not a
Oh.
particularly deep lockdown, but it does
กู
make
ทำ
it
ทั้
a
งวันยัง
little
ได้
bit
อะ
more
มาดิ
uncomfortable, I guess, for Benji, who's going to take the trip around towards heaven. They can still have Boo on the site, though, and this isn't an easy access point. They're just,
Down B.
I mean, trying to go in somewhat
สบ
dry
ตา
here.
เลยอ่ะ
Not forcing them too far away. Benji gets to play his life as well, but the spike still.
โอ้จี
No, the curse is so strong.
ไม่เลยเห็นร่วงต่อหน้าต่อตา
จีจี
stood so Hero
ออก
could
มา
Oh no.
Well.
ไอ้เอ
Do I have to look?
Get a timeout. Do you have one? Cool one.
You know, there's a short list of players that I would think would fall off the map accidentally.
Timeout.
Hero's not on that list.
He's not. It's crazy, the power of that curse. Oh,
Spike down B.
well.
Show me, show me, show me.
โอ้
Enemy remaining.
Through the smoke.
ไอ้เหี้ย
Clicks the
แม่
corner,
งแกโดดติด
reminiscent of
เหลี่ยม
Boaster in that
I was about to
1v3 on Haven.
Like father, like son.
ไปเลยครับ
How
ฮี
cute.
โร่
Headbutts a
มึง
brick
โดนไล่ออก
wall.
ไร้
Yeah,
สัต
but
ว์
the problem is,
Yeah.
this has happened at a very inopportune time.
Meng
If you're a
Jatngan.
Fnatic fan out there, they've hit the wall, literally
me.
and figuratively. And looking at this point, 7-11, and Heretics picked up map 1. This was, you know, the makings of a comeback. It wasn't there yet, but there were signs.
I
So
like
Last
that.
two
ulti,
rounds.
Yoru ulti. combo.
เซตอัพมันเยอะ
Don't
จ
want
ริ
to
ง
secure it.
Late.
And it looks like Heretics going to respect this enough. I'm waiting. Boo does rescind from the site. Eventually will fall. It's a lot of an investment here.
ๆมันจ่ายส
Chronicle
กิล
trying
มัน
to clear the
มั่วๆ
site,
ว่ะ
make sure no one's lingering around, and no one is. Should be safe
อะไรวะ
on, but the spike is
ไม่มี
pretty
อะไร
far
โดน
away
สัก
here.
อย่างเลย
It's been
เฮีย
on for quite some time.
Chronicle
คือแบบ
have the
มา
spike
ช้า
there.
มา
As
ไม่
he's
พร้อม
Hunter's
กัน
Fury, he
มา
can't
แบบ
plant it. Now here comes the counter Hunter's Fury. No push in with it. Just to stall the plant. Durka still has his ultimate, but Boo.
ไม่ค่อย
he's
ชอบ
got
แฟนติก
his
ล่างนี้
cosmic
เลยว่ะ
divide. Fnatic have to play ahead of this. They have to.
What's the plan?
They're backing out.
They're trying to evacuate.
Wait.
Durka. What do you do with this one?
This is like
What's-
foot PRX. I can
Yeah,
see
the
it.
divide's everywhere. This is madness. The map
May
drawn
shot
in a
gun.
whole new way.
Yeah.
And this could be boasted with one, but as Heretics cleaning house, this could be 12. Maybe not
Yeah,
though.
คนละคนยิงหมดเลย
Woo, the last one alive in a 1v3. Tries to go for one and he can't find it. There's life in them yet. Fnatic holding on for another. Whew.
You could see though the fear in Fnatic's eyes. The reason why they use that Hunter's Fury on that position there is
Yeah.
because the Boo Benji combo over towards that site. You have the high-low, one on the rafters, one on the floor. There's so much just power in that position. They're just getting these 2K entries. Boo, headshot, just
Oh, Durka. I didn't even see that at the time.
yeah. Chronicle. I mean,
Yeah.
when we get to see him on Sova, he gets a little
Come
bit
on.
in there, huh?
Yeah.
Got that mental block on Viper a little bit.
Feels like
But
it.
still, these slow plays from Fnatic, they're working a little bit right now, but I fear that they're too committed to doing these super slow, set, execute plays. It's very telegraphed, and Team Heretics is getting ahead of it in a lot of these cases. The ultimate's changing the tide of things, making it a little bit chaotic with that Astro Wall coming up. Chronicle getting through, slipping a timing, catching a couple players in the back. Right now, Fnatic, 30 seconds ticked off the clock. Don't really have any space at the moment.
ไม่เชียร์ใครทีมนั้นกลางหมดเลยวะยกเว้นเลเวทานวันนี้เอาให้กู
Towards middle, trying to steal the space. Just a trip here and a drone to reclear. Gonna catch at least Durka, if not more.
Oh, that should seem potentially 3. There should be a rotation in play here.
Benji and Boo.
They got to batten down the hatches. This is going to be a sight hit and a half. Benji's going to be kind of back to back with Boo.
เดี๋ยวโดนตบเลยไอ้สัตว์
Audacious play from Boo, and the
โอ้
timing
โห
it
ยั
wasn't
งดี
right.
ที่ได้แล้ว
A
โคลิ
valiant
เกิลไป
attempt,
ก่อน
but it just
อุ้ย
falls
เบ
to
น
pieces.
จี้ยังอยู่
But Benji
แล้วโดน
can
เทร
only
ด
do so much. The
แล้วแผ่
round
แม่
was
โบ้
so
ครับ
much
ไฮโล
very choreographed. A little dangerous
หลัง
shot,
มา
but
ครับ
still.
รู้นะรู้
Looking for the plot.
รู้
They're going to get
รู้
that.
ครับเอาฮันเจอร์
Backline
ตัดไป
address.
อ้าว
Mini Boo's gone down.
31หรือเปล่า
Fnatic finding their rhythm now.
หรือเปล่า
Finding
นะ
a reform. These last
13
two
หรือเปล่า
players
นะ
looking for a save potentially.
Definitely looking for a
ยัง
save
ไง
here.
นะ
Gap closes. Will be a 2-round difference here. Team Heretics still so close.
Do we see a timeout from Heretics maybe?
They
I
do
feel
have-
like they've hit a brick wall.
They do have a second one. They called their first one just a few rounds ago, round
ผมได้ดู
17.
มัดดิกไหมอูดเบลลิงแฮม
Wouldn't be
เล่นดี
horrible.
จัด
Maybe they play one more round before they
Bellingham.
decide
Yeah.
to burn it.
Jude.
Whenever either the IGL or the coach feels like there's some necessary input
Jude
needed. So if you're in an
Bellingham.
IGL and you're in that flow state, you might be thinking, okay,
Yeah, team
like I have a
goal
pretty
that-
good idea of what's going
รว
on.
มดารา
Blah, blah, blah,
แบบ
let's do this. Coach might have something else, a third perspective that might see something that the
That
coach
you
doesn't
don't-
see, that
yeah,
the
yeah,
players
yeah.
don't see, that's not being communicated properly throughout the entire team. Hey, like this is happening. You see this. You got to call this. This is how you guys can make a solution for it.
Yeah.
So that would be where the coaches would come in and call that timeout here.
Doesn't seem like it so far. And you're right though, Chronicle is starting to warm up as well. It was something we were kind of discussing. When you see him on that sober,
Oh.
it does feel like a
Lucky
different
man,
player to an
Mini
extent.
Boo.
Finding some big impact here, but Heretics feel as though they have enough. A little bit of a buffer still in play to
And an
come back
off-out.
into this. And the operator too. Mini Boo a glass cannon though. This is knife's edge stuff, and traditionally we see them pressuring A main early. This time it doesn't look like that's the case. Maybe adjusting towards middle as a cure for what's been pretty much ailing
ระบบ
them
มัน
this
ไม่ได้
entire
ครับ
time. The
แผนมัน
Fnatic
ไม่
have
ใช่
been taking
น้อง
that mid pressure, and they've been
Yeah.
dealing with it well. They've been pushing up. We saw that split
Euro อะ
over towards the
แผน
B
มันไม่
side
ถูก
last
กัน
round, and a very different beginning from Fnatic now.
That Viper's Orb on attack side at middle is applying a lot of pressure. Team Heretics overplaying it. Want to make sure that they can deal with this, nip it in the bud.
โอ้ยเหี้ยส
Not
โมก
relying
เหี้ย
just
แล้ว
on this Cypher tripwire, but a spam maybe from Woot on a timing to catch them. Otherwise, Mini Boo, as soon as that smoke clears,
Yeah.
he's got an angle. But right now, Fnatic doesn't even look like they want to move up middle. They're just using it to cross between A and B here.
They might have seen a pixel of Boaster then, I'm not
ตายพี่โบ๊ทเดิน
I
เมื่อ
want to see how they
เฮ้ยมด
responded. It
บด
looks
บ
like
ด
they're
บด
bringing
บ
the
ดบด
operator
บด
over, so maybe they did
โบ๊ท
just
สั่ง
see
แผน
him
ที่นี่หน่อย
crossing
โบ๊ท
through.
They do have that
Oh,
cosmic
so
divide
I
to
have-
work with. That would take
Really
Mini Boo
bad.
out of the equation. Here come the shock to
ไอ้
break
ที่
the
นี่ก็มา
trips.
โอ้แม่งโชว์ของรัวๆเลยเฮ้ย
Here we go. How does Heretics play this? Onside, offside. Divide goes in. Benji wants to play forward. He's feeling brave enough to try it, and this is outrageous from Benji.
Ui,
and overwhelmed.
Dirk.
He just turned away. There was a second he could have worked with.
Ui,
But
Dirk
Dirk
เอาไป
is
ส
doing
อง
the
อุ้ย
damage
เดิร์ก
on the
โกรธ
side. Hero on the
เดิร์ก
floor
โกรธ
once again.
โกรธมาก
They
ด้วย
control this B site. And with the operator being picked up and walked away with, I think this is going to be another save already.
อุ้ยมันโดด
Heretics
มาแบบ
being outdone on this
ไอ้เหี้ย
side. Being held on 11 now.
จ่าพนมเข้ามาเลยอ่ะ
We have to be seeing the timeout coming into this next round. This is the moment where the coaches have to chime in and say something. Hey, right now, what is Fnatic actually doing? Well, we're seeing them go slow. They wait for that initial opening. They use that dart and the shocks to clear out whatever close trips there are. Util done.
อู้เหรียญ
To get away, Rians cannot.
Operator gone.
Can Boo retrieve this though?
He's
He has
trying.
a star. He can pop a smoke. Not scan there, but they know he's going to be close. He's going to be trying to retrieve this or protect it.
Wow.
He's going to go down as well. So definitely a
loss.
timeout
Yes.
because I don't even know if they can put a buy together. Maybe Mini Boo is able to get his ultimate. I wasn't paying attention exactly to the ultimate orb status. Yeah, he's a few off. They do have enough
Wow.
economy to purchase an op, but yes, here comes the timeout. You need to talk about what's actually happening here because right now what Heretics is trying to do is they're playing the same way, but Fnatic is showing the same start. And a few rounds ago, I was talking about how Fnatic's doing the same stuff. It's a little bit telegraphed because they're relying heavily on their set plays, and it wasn't working when Benji and Boo kind of had that high-low setup towards the right side of that B site on the cliff side of the map,
Sure.
basically.
Yeah.
But it hasn't worked in a few rounds now. They've been split up, spread apart. One of the rounds was Fnatic using middle and coming in from the sidelines as well.
Yep.
But everything has been Benji kind of out of position, trying to deal with a lot of things happening. Same thing with Boo. One round
Shibuya
he
ฝนตก
jumps
เหรอวะ
across that
เอ้ยไม่ใช่หิ
cliff
มะตก
trying
เหรอ
to get
กู
ahead
อยาก
of
ไป
the
เถิน
split.
อยู่ชิ
And
บู
this
ย่า
is what
ไปคิด
Fnatic's
เมื่อไหร่
winning with right now. It's telegraphed, but it's working because it's dealing with every single
เฮ้ยลื
position
มไปไม่ได้ไป
perfectly.
ได้
And
ไป
right now,
นี่แทน
Heretics is
จาการ์
playing
ตา
kind of like a standard, like the same setup that they are. They need to either figure out if they want to fully commit in and get in the
Yep.
faces of Fnatic, or if they want to chill back and say, okay, we know what's going to come in, and we're going to sit back, we're going to let you do it, and we're going to go and do
Good
it
turn.
right better.
Take, yeah.
We
Turn.
play a retake because that's what we're known for.
Jakarta.
We've got a threat
Jakarta.
to lean on a little
Jakarta.
bit here, but looks like it's going to be a
เรียบร้อย
very
ครั
low
บเดือน
investment.
หน้า
They're budgeting a little bit to maybe get that op up in that next round. So right here, this is going to be something where maybe the plan doesn't come into effect this round, maybe it's for the next round, but still some weapons to work with here. Durka back on a Euro ulti as well. Probably going to pop that and get that information before Fnatic decide to end.
A chance for Pandemonium though. They can take
ว่าแต่ไป
risks.
ทำอะไร
They can
นะ
try and get
เอา
in
ไป
their
แข่ง
faces.
ไงฟูเซนน่ะชิงตั๋วเข้าลีก
Now
อ่ะ
one Vandal with Riens,
Yeah,
Bulldog with
Fusen.
Boot, Guardian with Woot.
จะไปลีกอ่ะตึงอ่ะ
Fnatic, once again, similar start, similar approach. You look and see if they kind of meet Riens anywhere. And
ส่วน
maybe
เมื่อวานในตาลมาบอกว่า
they do
ซ้อมกับ
decide
อัด
to
ปัด
pressure middle
ยิงไป
further.
31
That
มั้ง
Vandal would be in the right place. Whether or not it finds its value,
11
yet to be seen.
โคตรโหด
Benji can somehow stay alive.
ไอ้
When
ตาล
his
ยิง
teammates
เป็น
go
เด็ก
for the
เลยอะ
retake,
เลเว
and
ทาน
he gets a dead body that he can throw his hat on.
สบายเลยอะ
The success rate that he has when he's in those types of situations is ridiculously high. So far, a lot of these rounds, he's been dead first on that initial attack towards B site.
Okay, Durka clearing a
หมาย
path.
ถึงตาลยิงครับตาลยิง
How far do they follow it?
ว้าว
Oh, not again.
เฮ้ยไอ้
That's
เหี้ย
twice.
ฮีโร่ไอ้สัตว์
I mean, the pressure is
Hey!
certainly there. Boo's now feeling a little bit
ว่าไม่
panicked
ใช่
here. There's
ว่ะ
pressure coming through towards A. Fnatic
Hey!
will make up for this one. Already down a man. Hero
ไอ้เหี้ย
gonna
ใคร
be feeling
จ่ายมันหรือเปล่า
pretty
วะ
rough about that. But still, plant is there. Time for the chaos to begin. A big ult on Woot if they feel like they've got the opportunity to use it. Could clear through this site.
ว่าแม่งจ่ายแม่งรับงาน
But
มา
do they
ว่ะ
dare? There it is, gonna start going through Durka, deals with it instantly, tries to reset the aim quickly. So many targets, so little time. The Dizzy gets dealt with, Chronicle, the one to save him from Miniboo.
Oh.
Next up was Poster, falls, Chronicle though.
เรียบ
So
ร้อ
much
ย
impact, digging deep here. There's only so much
โดน
they can do as Durka, the last one alive.
เอาเดิร์กมึง
Try and
ระวัง
save
ใคร
the
อะ
day here after the mistake
Dirk,
made
yeah, how
earlier.
was
it?
It wasn't even his fault. It was all
Ooh, Dirk อีกแล้วครับ
becomes one himself. The Red Bull
ไอ้เหี้ยฮี
launch.
โร่ไอ้สัตว์
After a fumble and a mistake from the
ไอ้
young
เหี้
guy on
ย
their side, they
มึงเอา
bring
หน้า
this
มาดู
back.
ดิ
We're tied
ต้อง
up.
จับหน้ามาหน่อยดิ
It's 11-11.
มันยิ้มป่ะมันยิ้มป่ะ
Have you ever played football? Sorry, soccer?
Right.
For the North American fans, there are none because we're watching EMEA right
True.
now. You've been goalie. You let that ball slip right between your feet. That's what happened to Hero here.
Bless him. And again, this does play in. He is a young player.
ไอ้เหี้ย
He is
11ไฮโล
the
แม่งเอา
standout.
แล้วไงไอ้เหี้ยไฮโล
Last time these two teams faced, Leo was in the roster. It's been
เหี้ย
that
ไฮโล
long.
แม่งเอาแบบ
We go back
เอา
in.
เยอะ
Durka
เกินไฮโล
stands
อ่ะ
tall. He'll make up for those mistakes. He'll hold this team safe, but this was what the timeout would have been for. Heretics need to be in here with a game plan. They've been held on 11. They wanted this one
โอ้เหี้ย
done.
แม่งมัน
They
จะทำให้เสียราวนะ
absolutely
เว้ยเพื่
decimated
อน
map 1, but map
แล้วมันอี
2
โคด้วยประเด็นถ้ามึงแพ้เมื่อกี้นี่แม่งมีแน่
right at the door now.
แม่งมีกับกูแน่
Again for Fnatic here. Trying to put some pressure. Disarm that Team Heretics defense.
ฝุ่นต้องไป
Make
ถอด
them
กางเกงมาหนึ่งที
stress. But a change up. We're seeing Boo towards A this time. He's holding that pixel crack. Normally, he's been over towards B with Benji, but Mini Boo coming back on this line, taking this aggressive angle, getting inside in front of Fnatic before they're able to get their execute off because he has the potential to get away. Slow approach. Chronicle still
Wow.
has his Hunter's Fury, and that dart is off
Wow.
cooldown now. So we're going to see the next stage
What a
of this
trap.
team coming into play here. 40 seconds, though. Wherever they go next, they have to commit, but the double controller in middle, waiting,
What a
biding
trap.
their time. The main hit's going to come, and they're going to try to get in the back lines here. No! Oh my god, sorry.
I thought he fell off. I thought he fell off. Don't know. I mean, we've been seeing it already, but here comes the hit, and it's going to be so well crafted. Down to a T. Chronicle removes wound. Chronicle on the
คนนี้ขึ้นเอา
farm as
สองเลยเหรอ
well. He's coming alive for Fnatic.
No.
And
เฮ้ย
React
ตกปะน่ะ
I mean, it's still
ไม่ตกครับยังอยู่ครับ
so
ยังอยู่ครับ
close. This is such a precarious position. For 15 seconds, they don't have
เวลา
a plant. And Mini Boo is
ต้อง
still
เดินงั
here.
ด
He could haunt their nightmares at
โอ้
this
โห
point. But
เดิ
no, he
ร์ก
gets cleared out.
ปีศาจ
Durka
เดิร์ก
finding
ไอ้
Boom's
เหี้ย
And now Rian's, he was a heavy hitter first half, but now he's in his grave.
ปีศาจ
Living
เดิ
just
ร์ก
alive in a 1v4, and it looks like Fnatic might have
ไอ้เหี้ยนึกว่า
somehow
ปีโป้ที่ไหนได้ปี
resurrected
ศา
themselves
จ
here after what looked like an absolute disaster.
โอ้ไม่ไหวกัน
There's
เดิร์ก
still
ว่ะ
a chance.
เฮ้ยเอ้าเฮ้ย
Boo now spotted. His options limited, and now they're none. It's 12 to Fnatic. Heretics still held on 11.
We saw a similar sort of start from Fnatic against Crew, where they were really slow in that first map.
Yes.
You would think, in going into the second map, have they fully reset? Where are they going to go with it? It wasn't looking pretty. They got there in the end, coming clean on that third map. Is the same thing happening here? Is Heretics going to crumble right now under the heat?
แม่งยืนเลยแม่ง
The
ยืนเลย
pressure
แม่งยืน
right now. Alpha
อู้
potentially jinxing it by standing up again.
One more round.
กู
One more
มึง
round.
ด่าเขา
Team
อยู่ฝ่าย
Heretics.
เดียวเนี่ย
You want to do this in
ฝั่ง
3
เขายังไม่
maps?
มีอะไรท็อกซิกถึง
We're
มึง
bring it to OT and do it in 2.
เห็นมึงซัดอยู่เขาอยู่ฝ่ายเดียว
And it's a scramble at the start, but no one fully drawing blood. Just a show of force, and they back away.
Same opening from Fnatic that we've seen so many times. Slow, methodical, diligent. Find out what's going on. Pivot. Team Heretics pushed out a little bit. Benji, Boo. They still defend B, but Benji's in a little bit of a
ไอ้ดู
different
ไหน
position
โชว์
than
ความ
he's
คมดิ
traditionally been in.
สำนักมึงคมจริงเปล่ามึงบอกว่าอะไรนะ
Catch
สอ
anybody
งศูน
jumping
ย์เหรอ
across the ledge there. Enable
Yeah,
Boo
you
just
some
to look at
knock
one
them
spot,
in
but all the way up through middle.
สำนักมึงแม่ง
They've
ติง
got
ตอง
different info this time. They've got earlier info this time, and maybe a different fight here. Maybe trying to
Them
deal
knock
with this
lock dick, yeah.
pressure up through mid, but Durka still trying to make that impact happen. He's got to fight to the left. Does he isolate it in time? He
Ooh,
does!
Dirk.
This guy's sharp!
อุ้ย
Rian's
เหรียญ
though!
โอ้
he gets down for three.
เหรียญ
Maybe that's the heartbreak!
โอ้โหแต่เดิร์
Maybe
กแม่
that
ง
was
เปิ
the
ดดี
taste
จั
of
ดเลยว่ะ
victory!
เอาตาย
They've secured at least OT here.
Beautiful.
Rian's is
Yeah,
having a round! Resurgence in the final moments, but
เดี๋ยว
Alpha,
จะเอ็ดครับ
the curse
30 seconds left.
in his hands. Can he clutch
บอม
up
บอม
though?
เฮ้ยบอมเฮ้ย
Yeah,
Snap
spike.
spike, 20 seconds. There's 3 players here,
Placing
A
swamp.
plant and a kill if he's able to isolate one.
but he won't have the time. They won't give him that time. Heretics closing in, step by step. It's Alpha, you respect it. He rewards this sort of behavior, but surely they've done enough. They've secured at least OT now. We're going the distance here. And Alpha needs to sit the hell down.
Stop getting up when you
ว่ะ
win a round. Rian's locking it down with 3 after
Huge.
seemingly an accidental kill on Benji, just like a drive-by. Didn't look like Durka even tried to stop there in that moment,
Oh,
but
that was
Rian's
good.
locking it down and following up with
Enemy
this.
remaining.
I mean, he was so on point first half. Great to see him kind of kick back up there because he was kept
Yeah,
quiet a little bit. They
brilliant.
were finding it hard to find that value. Instantly, he's the one who does it. 24 kills in this game. Big moment for him. God, what a series this suddenly warmed up to be. A little one-sided, sure, to say the least, for both teams. But now it's for all the marbles, right?
All
We're on map 3.
Yeah, all these rounds are being picked up on the attack side right now. Just absolutely crazy to see how strong this is right now. Typically, you would look at Team Heretics to be a very defense-sided team. That's where they get most of their rounds. Their attack sides, these grouped up 4 or 5-man
เฮ้
hits.
ยง่วงว่ะ
We get to see them
ยังไงมอสเพื่อน
starting out here again. Durka.
ง่วง
ขี้เกียจอีกแล้วง่วงว่ะนอนดีกว่า
He's been heating up though,
ง่วง
Durka.
ด้วย
On the other side, Miniboo's been sharp as well. Big fight here potentially, but no one crests the corner.
สักงีบเดียวแล้วค่อยไป
Heretics showing a little bit of presence
Huh?
and then peeling away. Just a touch.
นี่เพิ่งทุ่มครึ่งเอง
How
ไง
does he
สัส
stay here? Oh! Yeah,
Oh.
he's shot today! That's the Durka you need on a stage like this.
แม่งยืน
People
อยู่
have
กลางลาน
questioned
เลย
his
ไม่มีใคร
form.
ไหวก็เดินอะตอนเนี้ย
At times, rightly so.
เดินกลับมาแล้ว
When it
ครับ
matters most, he'll get you two. Rien's gone and Miniboo gone. The big heavy
ให้
hitters
ใคร
from
ด้วย
Heretics handled.
Benji shot at the drone. It didn't scan him. It didn't spot him. But he gave up his position. Right now, Fnatic realize they have this huge advantage. They have the numbers. 5 versus 3. They're getting
5
completely
versus
off of that
3.
A site. They know that if they want to win this round, they don't even have to defend the site. They just need to make sure that they go in, get those even trades out. Doesn't matter who's alive at the end of the round. It goes into the flipping sides. The re-clear on middle. Once they realize that this is clear, they know Jig is up.
30 seconds left.
For Benji, we've said it. If he stands, there's a chance. But this is really, really tricky.
Plant position is everything. How are they going to play this? They don't have the numbers to play that post-plant fight. They need to get in the faces a little bit here. 3 stars side of Boo here.
Oh.
And that's a body.
โอ้
Can these three hold
พี่
it
บูนแถ
together
บเดียว
though?
เลยฮะ
Wait,
น
get
อ
that
น
smoke up before Benji gets shot on the back.
Help him
อู้
out.
เซตอัพดีเซตอัพดี
Actually,
ฮะ
no
มี
one's
ควัน
there
มา
just
ช่วย
yet.
ด้วย
He's going to play forward. 4 players through from CT. Benji going to be found
Oh,
first, but it's
สวยละ
moved to save him.
ส
And
วย
maybe
ละ
Heretics
Fnatic
holding on here. Ult's now online. Benji, he goes further forward. This guy playing just by the seams of his pants. But I told you, when Benji stands, there's always a chance. And now down to the 3v2. Chronicle and Hero trying to work it back in together. The crossfire so strong.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
That's
Time.
number 3 this game.
Time.
Standing.
แต่
I don't
แต่
know
ก็
if
โอเค
Hero's got time for
แต่
this
ก็โอ
one.
เคครับ
I
แต่
think
ก็โอ
he
เค
knows
ครับ
it. He'd need it now.
That's
He
okay,
doesn't
huh?
have the time. And Heretics in the final hours pick up the first in
That's
OT.
okay, huh? แต่ก็โอเคครับ
Switching sides.
2-0หรือเปล่า
These guys hated the map this much. Why do they keep jumping
ไอ้
on?
เหี้ยไอ้เหี้ยเดิร์ก
Trying to
แม่ง
get away from it.
ไอ้เหี้ยเดิร์กแบก
But
สุดแล้วอ่ะ
what credit to those Heretics players down like that after having
แต่มันเล่น
a
ดี
big
ว่ะ
uplift
เซตอัพ
for
แม่ง
that.
ดีว่ะ
Durka just kills 2 of you. Cool. Well, are we screwed? No, apparently not. The depth that they go to hold on to this, Josh, is so impressive. And a Heretics timeout now.
One thing I'm looking at right now in this map is that actually was well played by both teams there,
Yep.
right? That 3 versus 5, Fnatic got those first 2 kills. Play the round properly. They know that they're going to win the round if they stick together and not try to spread apart and try to defend both the
ไอ้
sides.
เดิร์กเปิด2
But
แพ้
what
what the
ends up
fuck
happening
ไอ้
is, as
เหี้ย
they're
เล่น
trying
ไง
to
อ่ะ
walk back and clear all the close positions, Boo catches the top of a head, gives them a haircut, ADS, Vandal, 1 tap, boom. Okay, 3 versus 4, still doable.
3
But the way
versus
that
4
Team Heretics understood their situation was that they knew if they go back and play that spam battle, it's not going to really be favorable for them. So they get in the faces. Benji ahead of the smoke at spawn, and they have Rian's just around the corner, or Woot, Rian's one of them. They have that bait and switch setup. So as soon as the flash comes through, the anti-flash setup comes in, they get to peek from 2 different angles, save Benji, completely shut that zone down. So really good play
Yeah,
by
Bellingham
Team Heretics to
hold.
understand how they were playing in that disadvantaged situation to climb back into it. Fnatic,
เพื่อนกูตามฝันมึงนะเพื่อน
somehow
ได้แล้ว
they
นะ
went from having that map point,
Right.
trying to take it to a 3rd map. Now they need to win
Ready.
this round here
That
just
ball.
to take it to another OT. Timeout for Team Heretics. They're in the lead
Diamond
right now. They
England.
want to close it out right here.
มีแต่เงินมีแต่ทองมีแต่เหี้ย
Pressure now starting to build.
Quicker opening for Team Fnatic. We haven't seen this sort of opening yet. On Lotus, they were
Bellingham.
kicking up the pace a lot in that attack side, but it was all off the back of these kind of tilt, a little bit angry,
มี
missed opportunities
อืม
here. They had a really strong
ได้
attack
เปิดแพ็ค
side.
ก็อย่าเปิดแพ็คไว้
All the way through middle, uncontested. Chronicle solo outside that A site with the spike. It's
เฮ้ย
gonna
ตกแล้วเฮ้ย
be very difficult for him to be able to get into the action here.
หยอกหยอก
Straight up middle. This
Yeah.
time a new route, a new avenue of approach. Looking for that A crunch. We haven't seen this before. It's on Benji and
Oh,
Rienz.
GG,
The dangerous
yeah.
duo. Rienz has been nasty.
Oh,
As is
Benji
Benji.
เล่นดีจัง
And
วะ
now Chronicle and Alpha to face face the music. After
GG
all of that, the gap closed, the comeback, the turnaround. This might be all she wrote. Can these two clutch up, or is this just one step too
เทียบ
far?
ทีเดียวอ่ะ
Plant gonna be in place.
เขามาเซตอัพรอ
The
อยู่แล้วอะ
stranglehold gets even closer. Look at the flank too.
ไอเต้เล่นเปล่าเต้
That's pressure. They have to turn around and fight Boo, but Boo is just going to stay alive here.
ใส่ไม่อยู่
Make them waste
Man
their
tung khung
time,
manน่าจะ
split
เร็ว
their
ไป
attention.
Thorn in
ร
the
ถน่าจะ
side.
ติด
Boo steps closer.
Top way, yeah.
Couldn't be dealt with cleanly. Chronicle now in danger. He's in an extended
Boo
fight.
Lenny
Not what they needed. Alpha has to deal with 4 on the site itself, but he's found Wood.
Oi.
Wait, hold on. Maybe not. But it's all
1
on
HP.
Chronicle with 1 HP. Pops the ult, trying to do what he can. He's going to get him
That's
down,
it.
but they're going to close the
GG,
gap.
yeah.
He can't do anymore. And Heretics never believed in the old gods, taking themselves further forward with 14-12.
เขามาดักรอตรงสามแยกกันอยู่
7
แล้ว
of
อะ
these guys on the stage right now. Looking like the
Man,
new
well, yeah.
gods. Such heroic plays from so many of them, and despite Durga having like an incredible half there, Chronicle also looking online for some of these
Yeah.
moments.
Boom
We can
le.
see how the pressure was mounting on both these teams.
Both
How
boom
they
le.
looked like they were in control.
จากกันนะครับก็ใครที่ชอบคลิปนะฝากกดไลค์นะครับกด Subscribe นะครับผมก็จะได้เป็นกำลังใจในการทำคลิปต่อๆไปนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ